Okay. Hi. How are we? Oh, that's not the right screen. Starting off strong. Okay. Don't worry about it. There we go. Don't need to see Twitch. Let me know if everything is audible. I actually have the music turned down on the game itself, and I'll turn it up here in a second so I can test it. Just adjusted a couple things here. There we go. Making it nice and pretty, and then I'll turn up the audio. Thank you. And let's hear how loud the music is. It wasn't really bad when I booted it up. You can tell I just ate. It's like in my voice. Okay. Let me know if the music's too loud or if I'm too quiet. But the music's pretty good for me right now. Squeaky chair. Alright, now I can say, hi chatter, how are you? Which is funny to say chatter when, you know, we've made this joke before. And I do have streamer mode enabled. I think once... I'm still on the fence if I should have it on censored mode or not, because I'm not personally very squeamish to gore, but maybe the viewers are, and I don't really want to off-put anybody. But if everybody's down, then I ain't gonna change it. I'll probably just leave it. I know what I signed up for. Oh, that sucks. The coding hell part. I'll be there soonish, probably in the next month or so. I'll make sure to ask if another person comes in just in case, because it's like the last thing I want to do is put anybody up. But I mean, again, if they're familiar with the content, they can look it up. It's fine. I'm worrying too much. But I'm excited. It occurred to me that I had the game downloaded on my PC for like the longest time, and I don't even think I've ever booted it up for like even 2 seconds to like check. I was like, so I have no idea. I'm going in like so blind. I'm trying to think of like what I do know about the game. I know that it's like Alice in Wonderland inspired. I know that it's very queer. And that's it. And like that's it. I have, and obviously like all the promotional art that I've seen. And I've only played Save the Last Dance. Hopefully that's the correct title and I didn't misremember it. But and after that I was just like, oh my gosh, I gotta play this game. And then here we are 6, almost 8 months down the road, and you know, better late than never, I say. But I'm excited that it got voted for. It's funny because before I played Karamu, I was like super nervous because I was like, oh, it's gonna be spooky, and I feel like it wasn't really at all. Like, I mean, it was, but it wasn't. It's not. I feel like it's not gonna hold a candle to this in that sense. So I'm like mentally preparing myself for the worst. But it's gonna be fun regardless, and I think that's what's important. Yeah, you're not the only person who said that to me either, because I'm not a horror fan. Yeah, let me start there. Not a horror fan. I do... My relationship with horror is very strange, because I always grew up with it. My mom is a huge horror buff. She loves horror movies. She loves Resident Evil. That was like her favorite game, like all through my childhood, which traumatized the hell out of me. It's not her fault. It's just I was very squeamish. But I grew to love it and be like fascinated by it, and I do love Resident Evil, and I do love other horror series like Higurashi, or so I'm like kind of all over the place. I can enjoy it, but I think what it is I can only engage with it for a very specific amount of time before I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I mean, it'll be good for a stream. Just deal with it. Like, deal with it. That sounds bad, but like, endure it or whatever. Like, for like a couple hours, and then I'll be free. But I think if anything, it'll be like fun and challenging for me, if nothing else, to kind of get out of my comfort zone, I guess. All right, I'm gonna start like really, really soon here because it's already been. How has it been 10 minutes? Okay, no, we're starting now. So we're not gonna wait any longer. There's no point. Hi, Lacey! Sorry if I screamed in your ear. Okay. Open menu, skip. Yeah, I'm not gonna remember this, so it's okay, I'll figure it out. I'm 11 years old the first time we enter Wonderland. August 3rd, 1998. Yo! Oh god. Not the... Wait. They were 11. Okay, so they're 11 years older than me. Holy. Okay. That makes, quick math, 36 years old. Canonically. Is everyone ready? Seems like we've got everything, yeah. And this is the biggest tree in the forest, so... This part is important, or at least I think it is. My fingers curl tighter around the worn edges of the book in my lap, and I let my eyes fall to the words on the page. Gidget's closest to me. She's been dubious from the start. The instructions aren't that complicated, really, which doesn't bode much confidence, but she doesn't move to leave. Yo, the atmosphere is already freaking me out. Like, immediately at the gate. On second thought, I'm pretty sure my mom's calling me. Me. Orl is across from me. His face is as white as the time he threw up in Mrs. Gronmeyer's 6th period. Oh, I'll get an earful if she finds me way out here, so I'm gonna just... Oh, it's giving me It vibes. I love It. I'll say that. I'll say that for free. That's one of my favorite horror movies, or horror series, period. He throws a glance at the blackness between the trees. The corners of his mouth twitch like he's about to cry. He doesn't leave either. The last time your mom cared about where you were coming out from between her damn legs. All right? Genzo's as salty as ever, but that's Genzo for you. His dying words will probably be a dig at Orlam. Or Orlam's mom. Whoa, what was he doing between his mom's legs? And then there's Bucks. Bucks doesn't understand anything. She's only 9. Oh. That's inappropriate, Gen. You're gonna corrupt poor Buxley. Oh shit, if Bucks doesn't understand that, she needs someone to corrupt her ass pronto. Genzo's so funny immediately. I love characters like this. Genzo's the only one who dares swear. It sounds so natural, it makes me jealous. Aww! Oh, it does have its vibes now that you think about it. Yeah! I think it's just like childhood forced into a horror scenario, which is very charming. I love child characters. Like, I don't know, there's something super pure about that. Like, you can't hate a kid, in my opinion. And if they do really bad shit, or like they're not a good character, they are a good character because they're just a kid, they're learning, So I tried saying hell in the mirror one time. I hadn't been able to look at myself in the eye for days. This writing is already eating. I'm living. If anyone cares, I resent that comment about my mother. Thank you for piping in. Guys. Oh, that's Iggy. I need to get everyone back on track. I know if I don't corral them, we'll never even get started. And then what would be the point, really? We need to focus, okay? Come on. With the time skip also, following these kids as kids, then seeing how they're affected in the future. Yeah, I'm ready for a ride, dude. I lick my lies. I lick my lips, swallow. My fingers are shaking, and I press them tighter into the book's yellowed pages. This is gonna work. I'm telling you, this book's like a gazillion years old. Besides, books can't lie. Not like Orlam's mom. Hey, this is the most 11-year-old dialogue I've ever read. What exactly does it say? We have to do it again. We don't have to break out into song, do we? I readjust the book in my lap, fingers to a centered paragraph in the middle of the page. Its font, fancy and curled. By blood alone shall the innocent pass, traveling hand in hand, where every wish is your command. Your very own Wonderland. Roll credits. Orlam's fingers go to his mouth. Blood? Buck's eyes widen. The light of the lantern dances off her trembling pupils. Cool! I volunteer to kill Orlam. Yo, relax! My eyebrow twitches. No one's gonna be killing anyone. A little from everyone should be fine. It only works for kids. No adults allowed. The five of us grow quiet. Furtive? Wow, I've never heard that word. Furtive glances from one to the next. Gidget chewing on the inside of her cheek. Genzo's brows are furrowed. Buck has her little fist clenched in excitement, and Orlam looks about ready to piss himself. Crickets chirp from off in the darkness. Well, let's get on with it. No point sitting here freezing our asses off. This is going to be the hard part. I reach into my Stegosaurus backpack, and pull out a small knife. Okay, the contrast there. I carefully secured the elastic pencil holder. The blade gleams in the light from the lantern. I got this from the drawer in my kitchen. Should do the trick. I can feel the collective gaze of the group on the knife. Have I mentioned that I really don't like this idea? Orlam's fidgeting again. You might have said it. Genzo rolls his eyes. Only about 100 times. These two, dude. Just make sure you clean it before your mom cooks with it again, yeah? It's just a small knife, the type I'd seen my mom use to cut apples, but the tip is plenty sharp. I bring the shiny point to the middle of my palm and press. It prickles. I pause, press my lips together, then pull it across my palm before I can stop to think about it. Having no music here really helps so much. Like, the second music's gonna kick in, that alone is gonna scare me. It slices through the skin like butter. Oh. Smooth like butter. Okay, I'm not gonna ruin it with bad singing. Tears spring to my eyes. I want to swear, to sound cool, because honestly, if there ever had been a time to swear, it would have been now. But all that comes out is a pain squeak. When I blink my eyes open and search through the watery veil, I see a mote of red forming across my palm. Iggy! Gidget takes my hand. Her skin is warmed against the growing chill creeping out from the soggy fissure. My fingers tremble. Yeesh, eggs, you animal. Couldn't have said it better myself. I blink and the salt water runs down my cheek. I force a smile. Oh, it doesn't hurt. You only need a little. That's what the nurse always tells me too. Then she stabs me with her 6-inch needle of death. Orlam runs a hand through his sweaty hair again and again. Wee! Hi, Snacks! Oh, and Carrot's music choices are so good too. No, I bet. I'm excited. We all have to do it? I take my hand from Gidget. A tiny river of blood runs past the bump, the slow-moving bump of my wrist. The pearl-like head at its tip reminds me of a caterpillar. We have to... It's the only way it'll work. A pause, I think. Stop staring at Egg's hand, Bucks. You're starting to scare me. Bucks has Bucks said a word yet? Or am I tripping? Oh no, they said cool. Cool. Bucks is leaning forward on her hands and knees, seemingly enraptured by the red ribbon linking down my arm. Gidget grabs the knife from me with a huff. You guys are so weird, I'll go next. Trust Gidge to do anything, Egg says. Gidget whirls on Genzo, knife tip trembling in her grip. Oh, shut up, we all agreed to come out here, didn't we? I'm not afraid of some stupid little cut. It's all right, go off, Queen. She brings the blade to her palm, pauses, squeezes her eyes shut, then slices. Ugh. It's not as deep as mine, but it's the blood that matters. Tiny pinpricks bubble up within the small groove, almost like a tiny chicken pox. See? She holds her palm up with a waggle of her fingers. Didn't hurt at all. Genzo just smirks. Are those tears I see, milady? Oh, do not milady me, Genzo. She ignores me. Go, Orlam, it's your turn. Orlam blanches. I can see the sweat gathering on his forehead. My turn? Genzo grabs the knife from Gidget and sidles up next to him. Okay, look, if I don't know some of these words, y'all just gonna have to overlook it today. Here, I'll help you. You just stay right there. I can do it myself. Orlam scooches backwards so fast he nearly falls over, then snatches the knife from Genzo's hand. Oh, His freckled cheeks puff out what could either be indignation or dread as he brings the tip of the knife to his palm. It takes forever. Again and again, Orlom tenses up, as though trying to push out an especially large poo. Great. Good description. But again and again, he pulls it away, tears bubbling up in his eyes. Finally, he pulls the blade across. Doing it one by one like this, too, is making me, like, really unsettled. That's it. A mosquito do it better than that. Genzo, I swear to God. There's blood, right? That's all that matters. Yeah, exactly. That's what Iggy said. Orlom pushes his hand in Genzo's face. There's indeed a tiny spot of blood. Oh, it'll do. I cut him before things can veer off track once more. That should be fine. Thanks, Orlom. See? Orlom puffs up proudly. Oh, I love that Iggy's the ringleader of this group. It's so cute. Gidget turns to Bucks, who's been watching the whole ordeal go down in rapt silence. It's your turn, Buxley. Do you think you can do it? Bucks bobs her head, and when Orlom gives her the knife, she gouges it straight. Oh my God! No! Her hand quickly turns red. Yeah, I bet. Buxley! God almighty, she's a monster. The sight makes me queasy. But Bucks, you don't need that much. Bucks just grins. It doesn't hurt, honest. Okay, Bucks is insane, but I kind of love it. She holds her hand up and we all back away, understandably. Genzo grabs the knife from her. Give me that thing before you kill yourself. I love the contrast between Orlom's cut and Buxley's cut. It's crazy. Not to get analytical immediately, but I love that there's character building and just how they choose to, like, slice their own hands. Like, it tells you so much in just, like, such a simple scene. It's brilliant. I'm already, like, I'm in it. Without a second thought, he swipes it across his palm, forging a similar mote to mine. He eyes the growing trench curiously. The circle grows silent, each of us looking down at our sliced palms. That's everyone, then. My voice trembles. A moth flutters in front of the lantern. Genzo gnaws on his bottom lip. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but nothing's happening. Is there something else we need to do? Gidget asks, turning towards me. I can hear my heart beating in my ears. Everyone's eyes are on me. I swallow, but the saliva gets stuck in my throat. I glance back down at the book. Then it comes to me. I guess maybe we need to hold hands? Hold hands? Orlom's voice raises a good octave. Isn't that unhealthy? What if one of us has a disease? It reminds me of that elephant in fucking Tarzan when he's like, I can't go in the water. It's got... Oh, God, I wish I could quote it. Do you know what I'm talking about? We already have you. What could be worse? Genzo snickers. Genzo, relax. No one's gonna get sick, Orlom. It's fine. Though even Gidget sounds unsure. I reach my hands out. One towards Bucks and one towards Gidget. It is insanitary! That's what he says. I figured if I just sat on it for long enough, it would come to me. There's a moment of uncertainty. Then both of them reciprocate. Buck's hand is slimy and slick between my fingers, and I feel my stomach turn. Gidget's, on the other hand, is warm and soft. Come on, guys. I nod at the two on the opposite end of the circle. Genzo groans. Orlom cringes. But they lace their fingers together all the same, then reach out to Gidget and Bucks respectively. Oh, I'm scared. The silence returns. Another moth flits to and fro in front of the lantern. And I swear I'm not just playing it up, by the way. Like, I am genuinely, like, it takes nothing for me. Nothing. A grasshopper preens itself atop an especially tall blade of grass. I spot an ant crawling across my bare knee. I resist the urge to flick it away. Beautiful moon out tonight. Genzo's gaze is pointed skyward. This isn't working, see? Nothing's happening. Orlom seems 1 second away from jerking his hand from Genzo's grip. I don't have an answer. I don't know what else it could... This is boring. Buck sighs. The blood can't keep her entertained any longer, it seems. Am I allowed to go home now? Even Orlom is starting to seem more disinterested than anxious. Hi, Bucks, how are you? We're in the thick of it. People are cutting their hands, they're holding hands. Nothing's happening, but something's going to happen for sure, and I'm not ready, like, even slightly. I failed them. It's okay, Iggy, it's not your fault. Gidget gives my hand a reassuring squeeze. It would have been cool if it were The sound of something heavy cuts her off, like a large stone sliding across a gravel surface. It's loud and grating, and for just a moment it feels like the very ground is opening up in front of us, for all the way that grinding, scratchy moan makes our hearts thrum. It ends as abruptly as it started. Yeah, summoning ritual, mayhaps. I think they're trying to go to Wonderland, wherever that is. And I don't know how they know how to get there, because they're only 11 years old, but I guess we'll find out. It ends as abruptly as it starts. And the forest grows silent. And so does the game. And so am I. No more crickets. No more cicadas. Even the very air is still. I realize my eyes are squeezed shut and crack open first the right, then the left. Everyone's looking at me. No, not at me. Past me. Oh god. I twist backwards and see the base of a big old willow, the tallest tree in the forest, its trunk like a massive boulder covered in twisty, gnarled roots. Bro, they must never have heard of Corpse Party or It or any other game which a bunch of children decide to get involved in horror shit. I mean, it's probably against their will, but you know. Now with a very visible and very dark hole in its side. Across from me, in the circle, Genzo hisses between his teeth. I would also like to say for the record, I was always scared of the tale of Alice in Wonderland my whole life. Like, my whole life. So this particular is gonna bother me. Because, like, I was always scared of the Cheshire Cat. I was scared of that bunny with the clock. I'm a sensitive little flower, okay? I can't help it. So this is, like, really playing especially into my fears. Well, shit. Yeah. Took the words right out of my mouth. Okay. We bopping. Okay, get into it. If y'all aren't dancing at home. This is so cute. Also, I'm scared. I'm caught between this is cute and funny, and I'm terrified. Oh, that's a lot of music. Holy. Okay. No music? It might be just quiet, because I had it quiet. I can turn it up since there's no voice acting. Oh, it's quiet, okay. It's going hard. I'll turn it up so that way you guys can hear it. Let me know if it's too loud now. Or I'll adjust it. In Renpai. Better? Okay. If at any point you can't hear me or hear the game, just let me know. Like I said, no voice acting, so hopefully that's not gonna... 20 years later. Oh god. So they're 31? Yeah. I'm keeping track. Iggy. She has me before I have a chance to react. She goes for the legs. She always goes for the legs. What? One meaty hand wraps around my right thigh as another goes for my left, then her shoulder takes my hips. Are they dancing? At that point, escape is futile. Bucks rises to her full height, and I go with her, draped like a sack of potatoes with my ass in the air. Okay. What? I am using OBS. I decided just to turn up the actual desktop audio. Hopefully that's good, or maybe I should just do it in Renpai, I don't know. It isn't my favorite pigmentally challenged little nerd. Bucks laughs. The resulting convulsions practically make me seasick. I feel like I haven't seen you in years. How the hell are you? Still doing that computer hacking stuff? You gotta show me how you do that sometime. Hunar always gets on my case because the computer's doing some weird shit or whatever. But how the hell am I supposed to fix it, you know? It's a bit louder? Okay, I'll turn it down a little bit then. We'll find a balance. Once we get it today, it'll be good for the following streams. I'll make sure to take note for this particular game. Bucks is a literal ox. Beefy arms and neck, chest as wide as my aunt's old minivan. Okay, thank you, Bucks. I'll do that. Even her laugh means business. Big and hearty and burgeoning. Burgeoning? Up from her lungs like a firework of sound. I'm great, just great. I can feel the blood rushing to my head. My nose is bumping against Bucks' back somewhere, just above the waistline, and my glasses are threatening to slip off my ears. Bucks, I can't breathe. Oh, right, yeah. I love Bucks. Hi. Bucks drops me back down to the sidewalk. It takes a moment for the world to stop spinning. So what? Can I get you a beer or something? I got the good stuff. Crafts from the place just outside town. She claps her hands together. Let me grab you one. She barely waits for me to acknowledge her question before clomping off towards the porch. I grab my strewn messenger bag from off the ground, then follow with a hand up to tame my nest of curls. Bucks's house is nice, the nicest any of us have managed, to be honest. It's a cozy, split level with white shuttered windows and a spacious porch wrapping all the way around the backyard. Honestly, the dream house. Having a wraparound porch is like all you could ever want. Only found that out a month ago, but it made life so much easier. Oh, I bet. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking notes for sure, so anything you say, I'm gonna be like, I'm listening. The type you dream about once you're halfway through college and you realize you have no idea what you're actually doing with your life. Okay, do not come for me, game. I dropped out. In 3 months. I follow Bucks across the porch now, dodging the fake terracotta pots of a few hanging plants along the way. The sound of the TV drifts off from the screen door leading inside. I pause for just a moment to hang my messenger bag up one of the railing posts, then start for the steps. Heads up! I round the corner just as Bucks tosses me a beer from the cooler. I barely keep from dropping it straight onto the deck. The backyard is neat and trim and decorated for the occasion. Picnic table with the multicolored plates and napkins, a few strings of red, white, and blue flags draped across the tree, a trio of white and green striped lawn chairs. Bucks even has a grill out. The air above is warping in the heat. I pop the tab of my beer and wander towards Bucks, who's grabbing a can of her own. So, what's new in the Iggy world? Anything new and exciting? Foam bubbles down her chin as she takes an impatient sip. Can't say much changed since last year's barbecue, to be honest. Still have my apartment over in Brookside, still doing mostly freelance. Had a contract gig for a few months in the spring for a little advertising shop over in Ducan. Nice way to get me out of the house, but the commute was hell. I take a slug from my can. It goes down the wrong tube. Oh god. Never take the intercity bus. I finish with a choked cough. Ha! I'll trust you on that. Bucks raises her hand towards mine, and we clink them together in a tiny symphony. She's so cute. I love these. I love beefy girl characters with, like, all this energy. I always call it, like, the anime girl, like, big sister stereotype, or, like, the Undyne character, basically. I always, like, gravitate towards those girls. No special friend to keep you company in that lonely little apartment, then. Oh, okay. I take another chug, longer this time. No, not yet. We've really got to get you out more. Get you out of Landbrook. I'm telling you, there's nothing left here for a bright single centerfold like you. Hell, even if I would still be here if it weren't for the little monster. Aw, she's a kid? You know, school district and all. She's a soccer mom. Buck swipes her mouth on the back of her arm and nods her head. At what, I don't know. Gidget finally made the move. She's over in Ducan permanently now. No more scooting back and forth. Oh, I say leisurely. I helped her out a few months back moving her stuff. Surprised she didn't call you. Shit, I never got back to her about that. I guess she wanted someone with a little more brawn? Huh, can't argue with that. Buck slaps me on the back and I nearly spit out the beer in my mouth. Once I recover, I attempt to divert the conversation. What about you? Still delivering packages? Buck straightens up at this. No more door-to-door for me. Just call me Shift Manager Buxley. Okay. Oh, congrats. Probably means more regular hours then, huh? I remember you used to pull some late night driving the truck. That it does, which sure helps with the mini tornado siren in the room next door. Is that her kid? Buck sculpts down the rest of her can and crushes it in her palm. Okay. She tosses an empty trash bag lying on the grass and fishes through the cooler for another. Ask about the baby. Wait. I kind of want to know about Hunar, too. Fuck. Baby it is. Speaking of, how's she doing? The baby, I mean. Actually, I feel a little awkward because I don't even know her name. Oh! Buck laughs almost nervously. Oh, little Sadie? She's doing, you know, great. Just great. She's a handful. Keeps her parents on their feet at all hours of the day and night. But, yeah, she's pretty cute and all. Got her mom's nose and her dad's, temperament. She claps her hands together. But hey, if babies aren't making you wish you never had them, then they're not doing their jobs, am I right? Yeah, now I feel like I'm at a barbecue. I press my lips together. Sure, I guess. Must be pretty tough. You don't know the half of it. Haven't had a decent night's sleep since the little fucker was born. Oh god. Hell, I'd sell my soul for a few uninterrupted hours of sleep. Oh, don't trauma dump on me, Bucks. You guys thought of hiring any help? And ruin this blessed opportunity for connection? Hunar would kill me. I guess he has a point. Babies are pretty impressionable after all. You got that right. Impressing on their poor mother's nerves. The screen door creaks open before, just as it quickly slamming shut, and we both turn towards the porch just as Hunar walks down the stairs, baby in tow. Well, speak of the devil, there's the little firecracker herself. Bucks raises her beer. Oh, small husband, tall wife. I love it. Iggy, so good to see you. It's been too long. Hunar's long bangs are pulled back with metal hair clips. His eyes look tired. The baby's half hidden in a purple blanket, but I still see her tiny nose twitching amongst the soft folds of baby goo. It really has. Sorry for making myself so scarce. Guess I can lose myself in my work sometimes. They're so cute. I am eating this up. More like your games, am I right? Bucks elbows me in the ribs. I laugh not at all awkwardly. Hunar smiles and shifts the baby in his arms. That's not good for your health, you know. Get out and you get some sunshine once in a while. Well, I mean, as much as you can handle. I'll, try harder. Not them shaming. I attempt to shift the conversation away from me and my hermit-like tendencies. This is a little bundle of joy then, yeah? No, that's me. I'm just joking. 3 months old yesterday. I lean in for a closer look. She's absolutely tiny. I can't help but think of the cluster of baby rabbits I'd found huddled in the giant planter my mom had on the back patio when I was a kid. So completely helpless. She stares back at me, and though she's never seen something stranger in her entire 3 months of life, I don't blame her, to be honest. Hey there, little Sadie. Pretty big eyes you got there. Think you're gonna command the diamond like your mom when you get older? I don't know what that means. Hunar shifts his way as Sadie begins to fuss. I'd prefer she take up something that won't threaten every bone in her body on a daily basis. I had enough heart attacks every time Bucks played. Okay, so it is baseball. That's what I was gonna guess, but I didn't want to be wrong. I never broke my bones. Bucks beams as though this is a major accomplishment. Then stops to think. Though there was that one concussion. Hunar rolls his eyes. Yeah, and we're still waiting for you to get over it. Oh! Hey! Hunar carries right along. At any rate, have you put on the meat on yet, Bucks? The rest of your friends will be here soon, right? This snaps Bucks back to attention. Shit, you're right. Language, Bugsley. Sadie is not going to develop your penchant for vulgarities. Oh, come on, let the girl live a little. For real, women can't have hobbies? Okay. March that mouth over to the grill and start the meat. Okay, their dynamic is hilarious. Alright. Bucks wanders off towards the grill, crushing her can and tossing it atop the How many has she had? And I'll get the appetizer plates ready so you can get something in the tiny tummy of yours. I cock my head to the side. Sadie's old enough for solid food already? I was talking to you. Oh no. He's witty. Then shifts Sadie to his other shoulder as he heads back inside. Bye, Hunar. I stand there in silence, blinking. My gaze falls to the grass, where the blades, oh, it's quiet, that had been under Hunar's feet just a moment ago are struggling to right themselves. A bird whistles somewhere up in the trees, and I pick at a hunk of something between my top left molars. I'm just about to wander off over to the picnic table when a feeling of unease trickles down my spine. Me too. Almost as though someone's eyes are on my back. Hey, Iggy. Hi. For Christ's sake. What a goober, dude. By the time I twist backwards, Orlum's already a good 5 inches closer than what's socially acceptable for casual conversation. Hey, Orlum, I didn't hear you. Slither up. I take a step backward. Orlum takes a step forward. He looks like he hasn't slept in weeks. Long time no chew the fat. How fares the daily strife? Okay, he's a redditor. No, Orlum! How the mighty have fallen. I take an extra large slug of my beer. Oh, you know, same old, same old. You still writing code for top secret government espionage projects, Mr. Hack and Slash? I don't know if this is flirting or not. Oh, Carrot teases Orlov's sprite updates recently. They look so different from his current one. Oh, okay. I think I remember them talking about that, actually. I don't know. I find it really charming, to be honest. If by top secret government espionage projects you mean a new website for Ruckermans, this and that, then yes, that's exactly what I've been doing. This amuses him, and he laughs. Orlum has the weirdest laugh, I bet. Like, every syllable is perfectly enunciated. He's like, ha ha ha, with an identical gap between each. Oh my god, it actually is. Have you ever wondered what he considers this and what he considers that? No, literally never. I shift my weight from the left foot to my right, then back to my left. Surprisingly, the thought never really crossed my mind. I've always been more of a that guy myself. What the fuck does that mean? Why have this when you can have that? Am I right? I mean, I guess. But you know me, always on the superlative fringe of society. Fringe is right. I glance back towards the house. Help! Bucks is still at the grill. Hunar is somewhere to be seen. I turn back. Somehow Orlom seems even closer. Yeah. What about you? Still working at... Actually, I seriously have no idea what you're doing nowadays. Alan and Alan. I do data entry at their branch in town. I'm surprised you have a job, to be honest. Like, the baby powder guys? I chew on my bottom lip. Not just baby powder. We have all kinds of projects for the squirmy little skin tags. Buck should be all over that. You give her a discount? No. I blink. Orlom stares at me with the same off-kilter smile. Then continues. You want to know the secret ingredient in our powder? What helps it give that skin that extra soft sheen? Fuck it, tell me. I've sucked my entire bottom lip up into my mouth at this point. I'm not sure I want to know. Dead skin cells from real babies. Awesome! We're not gonna rattle the cage. Don't let Bucks know. I mean, this character is incredible already. Like, I am Zoom the fucking, like, I have no idea what they're saying, but I'm ready to hear everything they have to say. Don't rattle. Yeah, we don't wanna, don't let Bucks know, I say with a smirk. Ha ha ha, always a kidder. That was a joke, of course. Thank you for, obviously. But maybe I can get Sadie in the rotation. Okay, don't push it. Ha ha ha. So, Eddie, Mrs. Maxwell in the making, tucked away in that man cave of yours? Afraid not. Fraternizing hasn't exactly been top priority in my life, I guess. My beer's almost gone. I squint as I look down into the opening. Heh, I know someone who will be happy to hear that. Is it Genzo? I know that much. Okay, this brings my head up. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. That smile again. And everything. Okay. Now you're just weirding me out. As per my usual strategy, I decide to turn the conversation away from myself. What about you? No misinformed member of the fair sex climbing your steeple? Bro, what? English? Haha, oh, I have my flings. Really? You? Yeah, that's... Really? Actually? Somebody swipes right? Orlom runs a hand through the saggy curl of bangs tracing the side of his forehead. There's a girl at work who can't keep her hands off me. Insatiable, this one. And a real dime, too. Says no man's ever satisfied her the way I do. I can't tell if he's lying or not. I really didn't need to know that, yeah. But me, well, I'm looking for more than a smoking hot time in the bedroom. If you catch my drift, I'm catching it. Iggy joy, we collided. Holy shit. I need a woman who completes me emotionally, not just sexually. You know what I mean? He's practically breathing down my neck now. His breath is hot as it dances on my skin. I hadn't realized he'd gotten so close. And what's this girl's name? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna call him out. 100% my man. No. What's this girl's name? I lean backwards and... What's this girl's name? He stops, blinks, finally pulls away. It's... He licks his lips. I mean, I know it. It just slipped my mind. His arms curl in front of his chest. We don't really, talk much. In fact, I've probably never even said it out loud. You know how it is. You've never said the girl you're dating's name out loud? We're feral creatures, Iggy. There's no need for names between us. Okay. He's a freak. Okay. I'm in. Tell me more. Okay, well, enjoy your mysterious nameless woman, I guess. You're just jealous you're not getting as much as me. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know what character type this is, but I fuck with it hard. And there needs to be way more. Right now, I demand it. The sound of footsteps on the porch catches my attention. Aloha, mi amigos, and comment au revoir. The party has officially arrived. These guys are all so much fun. Holy shit. This is quickly followed up by the dull thud of cranium on fake terracotta. God damn it, potted plant right in my face. That'll be Genzo. Enter the dramatic one, yeah. I feel like me and Genzo are really gonna get on. I love his character type the fucking most. I finish up the last few drops of my beer and wander it over to the trash bag to throw the can away. Orlom follows, quite obviously keeping me between himself and the porch. His smile is gone and he's oh. Aw, he was just having so much fun with us, and now Genzo's here and he's like, okay, time to go. Oh gosh, Genzo, I'm so sorry. We just hung those up the other day and it completely slipped my mind. Hinari pushes open the screen door and steps outside. He quickly wipes at the crumbles of dirt decorating Genzo's shoulders. Not to worry, dear sir. I've been told dirt brings out the shit-colored hue in my eyes. That's an incredible line. I'm stealing that shit. All my brown-eyed girlies. Get on it. And he pauses, turning in Hunar's direction. And what's this gurgle of innocent complacency I hear? Am I in the presence of Her Highness Princess Sadie? I should have worn my tie. He straightens his collar. Oh my god. Why am I blushing, huh? Okay. Alright, let's relax. Hunar laughs and shifts Sadie to his other arm. Aren't you always a treat? Anyway, I've got some things to finish up inside. Iggy and Orlam are already in the back. He tugs open the screen. Oh, he hasn't even, entered where we are. Poor Orlam's help me. He tugs open the screen door and disappears back inside. Genzo continues the rest of the way across the porch, using his cane to avoid the railings and guide himself down the steps into the yard. This motherfucker. He immediately spreads his arms. Hey, Iggy! And I thought smelling something coming up the block. Is that a new cologne, Orlam? Or do you just naturally smell like horse's ass? That one wasn't the best. Orlam's eyes twitch. Iggs, my man, get over here. It feels like forever. Genzo motions me over. Goodness. I lean forward, and as soon as my shoulder touches his, he pulls into a side hug that nearly breaks my spine. Genzo, the same teddy bear as always, short and big boned, as he puts it, and with a mouth that can run faster than he can. Also, as he puts it, he's just like me for real. I've even given him a particular whiff of his, I'm not pronouncing that, orange knit cap as my face is smashed into the top of his head. I have been a little off the grid, I manage. Off the grid or off your rocker, am I right or am I right? He presses a hand to my chest as he nearly doubles over laughing. Maybe a little of both, I say with a chuckle of my own as I pull myself away. You doing okay? How are things at the shop? F to the ein, my friend. Just got myself a deal with the impound, actually. They're gonna send me some of the bustled up bikes no one's ever picked up. I'll see if I can get them fixed and back on the market. His face is beaming beneath his sunglasses. More of a passion project, really, but feels good to breathe new life into the little tykes. Or shall I say trikes, eh? He pauses for a moment, then raises his head, nose twitching. Is that the pungent odor of freshly grilled carcinogens I smell? Bro. Bucks turns away from the grill for the first time since our earlier conversation. Bro is a yapper. Me and him, we're on it. I'm gonna be reading so much Genzo dialogue, I'm not gonna be allowed to yap. He's gonna have to take my place. Burgers are coming right up. Hope everyone's hungry. I could always count on you to fill my stomach, Buckleberry Finn. Buckleberry Finn? This is gold. Genzo rubs his hands together, which reminds me, Iggy, game Rex you have? I can recommend Our Wonderland by Carrot, Dragon Age. Those are the only games I played. I run a hand through my curls. I'm already eyeing the cooler and wondering if I should grab another beer. Actually, this one's game's been really sucking up my time. You get to control your own airship, and there's these terrifying vortexes you have to go through. And don't get me started on giant fucking tornadoes. Which game is this? I finally give in and fist through the ice for a can. I've been playing a game on my phone called Candy Cudgel. Orlam's shoulders are hunched so low it's a miracle he doesn't fall over. Genzo ignores him. I played something along those lines a few weeks back, I'm telling you. There's something about sweeping skies and swashbuckling heroes that just... He brings his fist to his chest and shakes his head. Gets me right here. He glances in my direction at the sound of me popping the top of my beer. I know, I tell you this every time, but you should really develop one of your own. You've got enough crazy kernels up in that noggin of yours to launch your own library. Don't do it, Iggy. It's a trap. Only if you'll be my main character. Yeah, maybe sometime. Do we want to blow smoke up Genzo's ass? I feel like he has plenty of a big ass head. But I like him. It just doesn't feel like very Iggy to me, so I'm just gonna be like, yeah, maybe sometime. Non-committal. I'm playing the field. The foam dripples down my fingers, I shrug. Yeah, maybe sometime. Yeesh, don't act like I'm asking you to donate to the Blind Bowling Association or something. It's just an idea. Don't want you to end up like old data entry over here. He's so so fucking mean. Like, I love it. Like, it's funny. But on a real note, Orlom, please. He's already struggling. He brings his hand to his mouth with an over-exaggerated cough. Orlom presses his lips together. I have a very important job, you know. He throws a glance at me, then twitches and jerks away. Yeah, and you're gonna be king in your next life, too. Genzo clicks his tongue against his teeth. I'm telling you, Landbrook's a funny city. It's a way of glorifying the norm, instilling a sense of arrested self... approbation. There you go. Who's in that what's it? Yeah, for real. What did you just say? Orlom scratches his cheek. Genzo leans forward. It makes you dumb. He crosses his arms in front of his chest. Well, I guess I'm dumb that too. You gotta get out of here. You really get anywhere in life. That's what Gidge did. Orlom snickers at this. We'll see how long that lasts. Last I heard, she could barely make rent. Hey, at least the lady's trying, which is more than anyone can say about us lazy fuckers. Am I right or am I right? Genzo prods an air elbow in my general direction with a snort. It's at this point that Bucks finally turns away from the grill, spatula in hand. Burgers are ready, get your hungry faces on. That's what I'm talking about. Genzo claps his hands together. Single file line, people, don't rush the grillmeister. I leave my beer on the table and take my place behind Genzo, who's already waiting impatiently by the grill. Bucks is giving a burger a final flip before tossing them one at a time over an oversized plate. She sets to the buns, cutting them somewhat erratically in half with a serrated knife and scattering crumbs all over the grass. Yo, the amount of detail, like, I'm here. I'm, like, right behind Genzo, like, on a real note. I tap Genzo's shoulder gently and say somewhat hushed, "Oh, by the way, thanks." Genzo raises a brow. For what? Except that it's much louder than my own statement. I wince, but continue all the same. You're the only one who hasn't asked if I have a girlfriend yet. Genzo just shrugs. Hey, it's your life, you do you. Why should I care? Also, I'm in love with you. Another snicker from Orlom behind us. Yeah, why would Genzo care about girls? Everyone knows he's... Oh. Uh-oh. Genzo whirls around so fast his cane clucks Orlom across the upper thigh. Orlom yelps. Whoops, didn't see you there, Orlom. Genzo laughs. Sorry, this thing's really got a mind of its own sometimes. I open my mouth to say something, but Genzo's already turned back to the grill with his nose turned up towards the meat and cheese concoction Bucks is stacking atop the plate. And now we feast. Orlom whines and rubs his thigh. I catch a few muttered curse words, but he remains otherwise silent. The air between them feels electric, and not in a good way. Fortunately, the sound of hurried footsteps on the patio was enough to divert everyone's attention. Aw, hi! I glance back just as Gidget appears from the side of the house, her face flushed and sweat dotting her forehead. Gonna take a drink real fast. I need to, like, actually remind myself to do that. The silence has got to be so bad. She brings a hand up to smooth the back of her hair, looks around, and smiles as she sees us. Sorry I'm late, guys. The traffic coming up 180 was a nightmare. Genzo perks up. Now there's a sound for sore ears. Gidget smiles apologetically and starts over. Our eyes meet, but she looks away. I didn't miss too much, did I? Buck slaps the top bun on a veggie-fortified burger stack. Only these clowns gossiping like a bunch of schoolgirls. Food's just coming off the grill now, so I'd say you're right on time. I was doing Genzo voice, my bad. Genzo pumps his arm, as though pulling a train whistle. Then let's get this train chugging. Every second that food's not going straight into my belly is a crime against humanity. It's easy to forget about things in the presence of friends. And despite the fact that my reclusive urges continuously tug at me to escape back to the safe haven of my little apartment over in Brookside, I have a good time. This only happens once a year. I can handle it. Besides, despite some of their less desirable quirks, these are the only friends I've got. And so I clink cans. Gorge myself on burgers and chips and ice cream cake. That sounds great. Break up near arguments between Genzo and Orlom. Bounce Sadie on my knee. And generally act like a normal person that's not a complete and total mess of a human being. Okay, too real. Once the sun sets and Bucks lights the mosquito lanterns, Hunar takes Sadie back inside and we spend another hour reliving stories from high school. Then, even Bucks heads in, and it's just the four of us loitering around like Black Friday shoppers 6 hours before the store opens. Orlom's leaning back against the porch railing, looking up at the light-polluted sky. Genzo's seated on the porch steps, pressing a lighter to the cigarette between his lips. And Gidget. Well, Gidget looks pointedly at me from the other side of the picnic table. When I turn to start poking at one of the flag decorations adorning the nearby tree, she seems to take this as an invitation. She wanders over. Hey, you. She's got her hand folded in front of her, thumbs pad kissing. Long time no see. You're not the first to say that today, I say, somewhat idiotically. What can we say? We miss you. She smiles. It's really nice to see you again. I spy a lightning bug flickering on and off by one of the lawn chairs. They'll be gone in a few weeks, hibernating, I guess. Do lightning bugs hibernate? I don't know. When I don't say anything, Gidget continues. I moved, you know. Yeah, that's what Buck said. Then comes the shame. Sorry, I was a bit of a no-show. She shakes her head. It's okay. You were busy, I'm sure. I'm not sure what else to say. So how's Dukin? Probably a lot more going on there than down here. It's definitely a lot. How should I put it? Livelier? She laughs. Gidget's laugh has always had this effervescent quality to it. I remember Orlom's comment from earlier. And you're doing fine, money-wise and all that? I'm working part-time as a waitress between gigs. It's enough to get by. And the gigs, because that's the real question of the hour. Another laugh, but slightly less bubbly. Those are, well, they're starting to happen. I'm trying to get an agent. Been reaching out to a few places in Duquesne since the occasional outreach on my own isn't getting me much, you know? Then again, I've never been all that great at marketing myself. Me too, sister. And agent'll, what, get you more photo ops? I'm not actually sure myself. Basically, they'll be marketing. My marketing person looks for shoots that suit me. Get my name out there. Oh, she's a model. She pushes a lock of hair behind her ear and lets her gaze fall. I scratch at my bare arm. It's growing chillier. The cicadas are out something awful, too. I realize I should probably say something. Then it's off to New York. You sure things are okay? Yeah, she doesn't seem to be doing that great. But I also don't want to push. Nah, let's just be a good friend. When she doesn't say anything more, I bite the bullet and ask, you sure things are okay? She gets that look like she can't believe I just asked that. Oh no. Her right eyebrow goes up while her left goes down, and she grins just a little bit too widely. Of course, why do you ask? I don't know, just seems like you're trying to do a whole lot on your own out there. Wanted to make sure you were staying above water. I glance over at Genzo on the stairs. The cigarette smoke is swirling above his head. Maybe it's because you're the only one of us who's left Landbrook? This feels like you're light years away now. Well, you don't need to worry. I always knew this path would be hard, but I've got the grit. Oh, that's good. She curls her hand into a fist, eyes bright. Besides, I've got my own personal cheerleader. How could I go wrong? She curls her hand into it. Oh, I just backed it up by accident. This surprises me. Oh, who? She smiles, laughs, starts playing with her hands. You, of course. Oh, I blink. Oh, right, sure. Bro, one of those brown beetles that only seems to buzz around at night bounces off my nose. I duck backwards and flick it away. Ugh, real. Damn things. I glare at it in the darkness. Gidget laughs, pauses. Iggy? She takes a step forward. Iggy, Her phone buzzes in her pocket, loud. She must have had it on a high setting. She seems tense, then pulls it out and turns away. Her face goes bright in the light of the screen, but I can't make out the text. She's quiet as she reads it. I decide to crack a joke. Because I'm an idiot. No! Oh god, these are both bad, because if it's neither, it's gonna be bad. But she likes us, so maybe if we're, like, your boyfriend, then maybe it'll be like, oh, we're jealous, maybe? Is everyone trying to get with Iggy? Yeah, it's a dating sim. I don't know if you knew that or not. So, it's like, on the page, I'm quoting Carrie here, they said that it was like the worst dating sim ever. Or they said something to that effect, that it was like the worst dating sim because it's like horror first or whatever. But I disagree. Apparently, I'm feeling the chemistry everywhere, honestly. Who's that? I asked with a grin. Your boyfriend? Yes, this is Gidget. Hi, Butter. Nothing scary has happened yet, but it's bound to happen. There was something mildly scary at the beginning, but we're holding strong. If anything, I'm having a lot of fun. So, that's something. If Gidget's face was dark before, it's absolutely grim now. She clicks her phone off, lowers it to her side, and stares at the grass. There's a hitch barely audible beneath her breath. Really clueless sometimes. My own smile falls. I have to go. Oh god! And that detail of, like, they had their phone on at the highest setting, like, makes me think that they're, like, waiting for a call from an agent, so if it wasn't that, it was gonna be like, oh god! I'm sorry, Gidget. She walks off without another word, grabbing her bag from the picnic table and making a beeline for the porch. Genzo looks up in confusion as she rushes by. Hey, wait, what did I say, huh? But clearly the boat has already said. I feel like no matter what we would have said, it would have broke her up a little bit. She seems to really be going through it. Whatever it is. Whatever boat that was. Both Genzo and Orlom stare in my direction. Fuck. Clearly I can't do anything right. No! I shuffle my feet wordlessly in the grass, then wander towards the stairs. Genzo pushes himself to his feet at the sound of my approach, waggling his cigarette up and down between his teeth. She left in a hurry. What happened? I run a hand through my hair. I don't really know. He spreads his arms. Iggy? What did you say? I didn't say anything. He purses his lips, taps the ash off his cigarette, smirks. Maybe that's the problem. You always have been pretty clueless. Weird. Okay, so when they were talking about somebody has feelings for you, they were referring to Gidget, because everybody seems to be really, like, tuned in on that, honed in on that, or at least that's what I'm assuming. When they said it originally, I thought they were just referring to Genzo, but maybe I was wrong. Weird, she said the same thing. Genzo brings his arms around my shoulder and gives me a shake. Sleep on it. Maybe it'll come to you in your dreams. When he exhales, the smell of smoke curls itself up and into my nostrils. For some reason, this sparks a memory. Oh hey, about earlier. What, when you spilled the beer down the front of your pants, he snickers? Don't worry, we ain't kids anymore. No one thinks you pissed yourself. Except maybe Orlon, but he doesn't count. I laugh. The sound carries me to my next sentence. No, I mean, what Orlon said. That joke he made about the dead baby skin cells? Yeah, it set off my creepo-dar... creepo... How do you say that, radar? Creepo-dar, too. That's a hard word to say. But then again, what doesn't these days? Am I right or am I right? I thought it was a set love story with one love interest. Who are the love interests? I think it's Genzo, Gidget, and Orlom. Which... I, for whatever reason, like, had always envisioned Orlom to be a lot more smooth because I only have that one O2A2 game in my head. So, like, seeing him be just, like, a fucking weirdo is amazing, and I'm, like, so ready. And I love them all so much, so it's gonna be hard for me to choose now. Though I'm gonna go through all of them, so I guess it doesn't really matter. This rewards me with an elbow to the ribs. Never mind, it's nothing. Give Orlom a break, would you? Silence. This is dismissive, this is nothing, and this is defending Orlom, which we love Orlom. And Genzo is being a bit much. So maybe we could just knock him down a bit. He'll be fine. He can take it. Maybe give Orlom a break, would you? I think back to the aura of animosity that had permeated the air between them earlier. Guy's trying his best, same as us. Tries his best to be a douchebag, am I right or am I right? Bro, no! Genzo, I'm serious. Alright, yeesh. He takes a deep drag on his cigarette, lips pursed. Then finally, I guess I can be a little hard on him. You can. I give his shoulder a pat. Thanks. Hey, for you eggs? Anything. Don't be a stranger now, you hear? Sure thing. I toss back as I start up the porch steps. But you play through all the routes in order, and they're all canon routes. Oh! How does that work? Okay. Now I'm interested. Not that I wasn't before. Sorry about the loud coughing. That's really interesting. Orlom's perched on the railing at the top like some kind of vulture, lips pulled wide in his usual off-kilter smile. Yeah, I mean, maybe Orlom is a douche to him, but he's definitely not to us, so I don't know where that's coming from. Yeah, wait, all of them are canon? Yeah, that's a surprise to me, too. How it all ends up is still up in the air, but I assume you get to choose who you end up with at Arc 5. Oh! That's awesome, okay. And and Carrot's making that now, okay. I'm rubbing my hands together. I am in it to win it right now. Iggy Maxwell, what did you do? Nothing. That didn't look like nothing. She looks pretty upset. I pressed my lips together. She got a text or something. Guess it wasn't good. And you didn't console her? What a waste. I suppose that leaves it up to me to be her knight in shining armor. Look, Orlom is just socially unaware, okay? It's not a crime. He's just got some personal work to do. And we can help him. Go for it. I roll my eyes, then reach for my messenger bag, still hanging on the post. It moves before my fingers reach it. The slightest twitch. Almost as though someone brushed up against it. I pause. Squint. Tilt my head. Did you... I start and half turn towards Orlom. Did I what? Orlom snickers and swings his legs back and forth between the railing. Did you see that? You're gonna have to be more specific. I see a lot of things. That's a great line. It would be nice though. You get to know them all before you choose the beloved. Yeah, honestly, everybody should be taking notes. Me included. I shake my head. Whatever. I reach again, this time looping my hand around the strap and tugging it off the post. For just a second, I swear I hear a faint sound of someone giggling. Yeah, that's really weird. I need to get home. I'm starting to lose it. But there's still something I have to do first. Something growing and complaining right smack in the middle of my gut. I tug open the screen door and step inside, avoiding the moths fluttering around the overhead light. I can just vaguely remember the way to Buck's bathroom. A much-needed pee and a wash of my hands later, and I'm maneuvering back through the dark hallway and the porch door when Buck's voice makes me jump. Oh, so that's just the way it's gonna be, is it? Glad you get to make all the rules. It starts soft, somewhat hushed, but towards the end it's clear she's losing control of the volume. Oh, because it was my idea to buy a brand new grill when we're having trouble just making house payments? Ooh, not hearing a couple argue. Oh, God. I'm not sure what kind of fantasy world you're living in, but grow up. They're coming from the other side of the door to the right. A single line of light is painted. Shadows across the floor underfoot. I stop. Chew on the inside of my cheek. Instantly feel guilty. But it's not enough to make me move. Ha, fantasy world. In a fantasy world, I wouldn't be woken up every hour by a sound that makes me want to kill myself. Can we fucking give her something? Oh, ugh. Give her something. And just what are you implying? Oh, come on, a little whiskey? She'd pass right out. Oh, ooh. You're out of your fucking mind if you think I'm gonna let you feed my infant daughter whiskey. Oh, your infant daughter, is it? And what am I, the fucking surrogate? Oh, God. Oh, I'm so uncomfortable. Might as well. Which is great. Uncomfortable, embarrassment, and shame are the true horrors of the everyday living experience. And Carrot's tapped into that. And honestly, that's kind of genius. Because it's something we all know, and we just like dig into that even more, and I'm terrified by just being embarrassed or uncomfortable. That's not fun for me. This is meta. Alright. I'm in. Might as well be for how much you seem to care about her. This is the first time you were even around for dinner all week, and it was only because your friends were here. Oh, who the fuck cares? It's not like she's gonna remember any of this. Ah, Bucks, no! I care, Buxley. I'm not raising this baby by myself. I pause. Oh, no, you don't. You already had plenty to drink tonight. Oh, God! Bucks sounds like she's got... Yeah. Clearly not, because I can still understand the words coming out of your mouth. Buxley Krills, do not walk out of this room while I'm talking to you. Footsteps getting closer. Oh, yeah. My heart leaps up somewhere in the vicinity of my voice box, and I hot-foot it the rest of the way to the screen door, barely making it outside before I hear the door inside get shoved open. It takes a moment for the tension in my shoulders to release, and even then I can still hear my heart in my ears. Now's not the time! Letting out the breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding, I glance up and see Orlum still on the railing, and that smile still on his face. Little old to be scared of the dark, aren't we? Hey, I'm scared of the dark, Orlum. He laughs at his own joke. Every syllable is perfectly enunciated with an identical gap between each. Ooh, I need to start reading it like that. Okay, I can do that. Orlum, speak again. I'm trying to work on my voices. Oh no, we're out. Dude, that... We're building to something, and I feel like whatever we're building to is just gonna hurt me. Which is good, but also... help. I'm awoken the next morning to the sound of Mrs. Dawnish rolling her trash bin down the driveway. There must be something stuck in one of the wheels, because with each rotation the bin lurches upward and smacks heavily against the pavement. Roll, roll, smack, roll, roll, smack. Something hollow bounces on the concrete and the rolling stops. She picks whatever it is up, tosses it back inside the bin. Roll, roll, smack, roll, roll, smack. I groan and turn towards the wall, but even I know a return to sleep is futile. I give myself another 5 minutes, then push myself out of the bed when she starts humming and scraping what sounds like a rake across the sidewalk. Are we home? With the press of a button, I start the heavenly percolations of my caffeine juice. It's probably a body in there. I didn't even think about that, and now I'm even more scared. Oh no! Chat's gonna make it scarier. You guys are supposed to be here to comfort me. You guys are supposed to be my moral support, not dig the knife in deeper. Breakfast is the remaining dregs of my of dregs of my chocolate rice snappers, and once I'm adequately engorged with sugary sustenance, I drag myself to the bathroom to clean myself up. There, thank you, butter. I look awful. No, Iggy. But then again, when don't I? Oh, God. I look a finger around. I feel like I just want to give everybody a hug, like, but this is so fucking real, man. What is the true horror? The true horror is just being an adult. That's what true horror is. I hook a finger around the corner of my mouth and pull my lip back to observe the damage of my back filling. It's definitely going to pop out soon. Goddamn Dennis. It, of course, has nothing to do with the fact that I never got my wisdom teeth out, despite the constant recommendation. Who has time for that? True. I let my lip flop back into place and take to my teeth with a toothbrush. Once the chocolate has vanished from my breath, I splash a little water on my face, slap my cheeks to get the blood flowing, then wander back to grab my coffee and man my usual post at the desk. Ugh. The computer screen cackles to life, and I massage my temples as I wait to finish booting. I'll probably have a headache by the end of the day. I always do after I drink, and it doesn't help that I'll have to put in extra hours to make up for the work I didn't do yesterday. Oh, God, whatever. I snap my earphones over my ears, pulling my knees to my chest. Ooh, a bop? These cats are swinging, okay. Pull my knees to my chest, pop open my text editor, and get to work. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know how to put down the text box and I don't want to mess it up. Oh, I did it wrong. 3 cups of coffee, 1 granola bar, and 2 readjustments of my legs later, and I've reached my groove. Wait. Yeah, I did it. Okay, I figured it out. I was like, how do I back up? Yes, the animation! Ah! I was looking at the ace pad here. That's what I was just trying to get a closer look at. 3 cups of coffee, 1 granola bar, and 2 readjustments of my legs later, and I've reached my groove. Yeah! Oh, it was a follower. I was like, what does that sound? Hi, Aerodime. That's my brother. I'm not even going to pretend to be like, ooh, this is a new chatter. Hi. I nod my head to the music as my fingers dance sporadic rhythms across the keys. Oh, okay, I was able to see it. I'm so focused I don't even notice my phone buzzing until it's about to switch over to the voicemail. The green phone icon catches my eye, and I instinctively slap my hand towards it. Oh! Only for the tips of my knuckles to graze the handle of my coffee cup, sending it and the last few sips of my cold coffee towards the carpet. Thank you! Every nerve in my body reacts at once. I leap from my chair to grab it. Oh my god, this is not going well at all. Only to jerk my headphone cord out of its jack in the process, and promptly blast the dance-worthy beats of my electro swing. Is that what it's called? I'm about to start listening to this shit. Okay. Throughout the entire apartment. This is just getting worse and worse. This is what this sent my heart into overdrive, and with a panic twist, I reach back for who knows what at this point, but my flying hand hits the back of my chair and my feet pretzel beneath me and we both go down. Poor Iggy, man. My head hits the soggy carpet just as my phone gives one last zealous buzz, vibrating itself straight off the desk and onto my chest. God damn. I pick it up just as it beeps to tell me I have a new message. For fuck's sake. I'm 3 heart attacks past giving a damn at this point, but the name on the caller ID says it's Hunar, and given that I don't think he's ever called me before, I know it must be important. Oh god. Oh god. I'm scared. Okay. Whatever. I click the music off and jab the redial button, balancing the phone between my ear and shoulder as I set to blotting the carpet with paper towel wads. The phone rings twice, then connects. Hey, sorry I missed your call. What's up? The paper towels are soaked by this point, but the sound that comes through the receiver isn't what I expected. Sobs. Oh god, what happened? Harried sniffles a cough. Hunar, he's crying. Iggy. I pause in my carpet cleaning ministrations. Hunar, what's wrong? It's Buck. She's gone. Oh no, did she leave? Oh no. Oh god, okay. I don't know where or what. A hiccup. What happened? I woke up this morning and she was gone. There was no note, nothing. This starts a fresh wave of sobs. Iggy, she took Sadie. Both of them. They're just gone. I've called and She took Sadie? She didn't even leave. Oh no. Oh no. That is not good at all. I'm actually like genuinely terrified. True tragedy. Yeah, like, huh? The baby she was complaining about just the night before? Like, that's crazy. Where are they going? I silently fall back onto my rear end, forgetting about the coffee. You sure she didn't say anything last night? Or What about an appointment? Anything on the calendar? Maybe you just forgot? Hunar's voice shakes. There's nothing. I would have known, and besides, the car's still in the garage. So she walked? That's even crazier. He pauses and I can hear him swallow. Iggy, I'm scared. You haven't heard from her? Have you? Or did she say anything last night? Anything strange? I run a hand through my hair. I haven't heard from her since last night. She seemed normal, I guess. I don't know. Nothing stood out to me. Except for the fight. And what would be the point of mentioning that? I've already reached out to everyone else. No one's heard from her. It's been hours now. I don't know what to do. Fuck. Keep trying her. It's probably just, Bucks. She probably just forgot to tell you about something. Or, hey, maybe she wanted to surprise you. Or, I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for it. Another sniff. The music suggests otherwise. Another sniff. The line is quiet for a moment. Then soft as a whisper. Yeah. It'll be fine, okay? Just keep trying her. Yeah. The line goes dead. I blink. Hunar? But there's no response. He must have hung up. I hold my phone out as though it might contain some sort of answer, but my only reward is the colorful laser light show that's the default wallpaper. Damn it, Bucks. I sigh and toss the phone back on the desk, then step back to the waterlogged carpet. Even back in high school, Bucks had been known to throw temper tantrums, so honestly it wouldn't surprise me if that's what's going on. But she's a fucking adult, yeah, actually. What Hunar said last night is true. She needs to grow up. I look down at the stain on the carpet, at my messy desk, at the laundry strewn on the floor, at my bowl on the counter, with the milky cereal remnants still oh, God, that's the worst. Alright, so I'm not the perfect example of adulthood. Is anybody? But at least the only victim is myself. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Iggy's spitting facts right here. It's getting really real really fast. Bucks has people that depend on her, that need her. I carry the soggy paper wads to the trash can and drop them on top of yesterday's empty fruit snack box. Coffee dribbles across the mouths of the sharks decorating its front like the blood of their latest kill. Not about to let this incident distract me from my work any longer. I migrate back to the desk and snap my headphones back into place. There's still work to do. With one last glance, that'd be so hard to get back into the groove again after that. I give my cheeks a slap and dive back into the function I've been 3/4 of the way through finishing. Time to focus. That is... I'm still whirling over that. That's so scary. What's going on? And my thought is okay, they went to Wonderland, but I don't even know what that means. I'm sure everyone is done. Yeah, for now. It's all gonna take a horrible turn. I know it. I don't hear anyone else from Hunar. I don't hear anything else from Hunar the rest of the day. Wow. To be honest, I kind of forget about him and Bucks. I put in a few more hours of work, get hungry, order myself beef and broccoli. Ooh, okay. Little Chinese place a few blocks over, get distracted watching videos online, work a bit more, decide that's enough for the day, and hack away at my game for an hour or 3. Yeah, Wonderland sounds like heaven, but this is a horror game, so there's no fucking way that Wonderland is supposed to be better than the real world. Unless, I mean, it could be. It could be. I'm scared if someone is gonna die later. Yeah, Butter, I'm gonna break it for you. That's probably gonna happen. I'm gonna do everything in my power to not make it happen, but maybe I have no control. Who knows? And by that time, my eyes are starting to droop, which means it's time to retreat for the bed. Repeat my morning cleansing routine, read for a while under the comfort of my covers. I don't think about Hunar and Bucks again until I turn off my bedside lamp. And by that point, I'm so tired that it isn't more than a passing thought as I bury my head in my pillow. I'm sure it's fine. I'll call tomorrow. Famous last words! The only Wonderland I want to go is Twisted Wonderland. Oh, is that the Disney dating sim? Nice. If that's the correct thing I'm thinking about. I dreamed that night. I'm in the woods and someone's calling me. Yep, alright. I'm in the woods and someone's calling me. I chase after the voice in the darkness, but every time I think I'm getting close, it comes from a different direction. Iggy. I don't know what this voice sounds like. I run faster, the branches whipping at my face, and the roots underfoot, threatening to send me stumbling into the dirt. Where are you, Iggy? I run and I run and I run. Run until I can't breathe and I fall to my knees. The darkness is closing in. I feel something on the back of my neck. Iggy. Only this time it's the voice of a child. Ew. Please kill me, Iggy. I gasp when I sit up. Only now I'm back in my bed and the sun is reflecting off the window straight into my eyes. It's very ominous. Yeah, that one, though technically not a dating sim, but close enough. I groan, my heart's still thudding away inside my chest. I wait a few minutes for my sense of reality to return before shaking my head and climbing out of bed. It's late, far later than I usually wake up, and as I'm taking my first sip of coffee, I remember Hunar. Worry bubbles up somewhere around my diaphragm. I should call. His number's still the last one of my recent calls, and it only takes a second before the phone is ringing, but it cuts to the voicemail after the 5th ring. Damn. I gnaw at the inside of my cheek. The bubble of worry are starting to turn into a froth. Maybe I try someone else? I pull up my contacts. Who should I call? Oh, God! Okay, no way are we calling Orlom for this fucking situation. He's just gonna be like, ha ha ha, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna say something really weird. Goodbye. Gidget is probably the best, but she's mad at us. Potentially. And Genzo... Oh god, these are like the worst options. Okay. Fuck. Orlom for the lulz. Yeah, he's not usually my first choice, but maybe he knows something. Fuck it. It would not have been my first choice, but we're on a stream, so we're gonna do the funny, if nothing else. He does somehow seem to know everything about everyone. Does he? I press the button next to Orlom's name and bring the phone in my ear. 1 ring. 2 rings. I frown as it starts on a 3rd ring. When it finally cuts to a voicemail, I jab the end call button with it. Damn it, we even, like, broke down to call him and he didn't even answer. This son of a bitch. Where is everyone? I bring my contacts back up. Now who? Fuck it, let's just go for Genzo. Please let him answer. I just need someone to answer. He answers on the 3rd ring. Hey, thank fucking God. Iggs, isn't that a rare treat? You calling me? What can I do for ya? My sib? From another crib? What the fuck is he saying? Did Hunar call you? The line goes quiet. Then finally, he did, yeah. Buck's still gone, isn't she? He said he was gonna get the cops involved, if she wasn't back by this morning, as he should. The fuck is wrong with her again? My voice cracks. Why would she just leave like that? And to take the kid? Yeah, that's probably the worst part. It's one thing to leave, but you can't just take the fucking baby. I can almost see Genzo wincing on the other end. Things haven't been great with them for a while. A pause. This isn't the first time something like this has happened either. What do you mean it isn't? What? But I bring a hand to my forehead, fingers forging dents in my skin. I need to sit down. I tug one of those stools out from under the kitchen counter and slump down. Why haven't I heard about this? Well, you haven't exactly been around? Oh god. This gives me a pause. As much as I hate to admit it, it's true. I rub my tongue against the back of my top teeth. How long has this been going on? Honestly, I was already noticing things not long after their wedding, but they've been getting worse recently. I suppose because of the baby. I rest my elbows on the counter, hand going to my hair. For fuck's sake. The wedding. I remember the wedding. All too well, actually. Ooh, are we going there? Oh, let's go! I can't do it, Iggy. I just can't. Oh god, she was even worried about the wedding, too? Damn, Bucks. Come on, man. You're gonna have to get it together. What do you mean you can't? You love him, don't you? Yes, of course. I mean, I think I do, but it's like, is this what I want? What if it isn't? My parents were the ones always pushing me to get married. Sin against Jesus and all that if I don't, you know. But fuck, I don't think I've ever been this scared before. The music is lovely. Like, the music choice is eating. This is a great look for Bucks. Hell yeah. I found Bucks hiding in one of the stalls in the bathroom. They thought it would be hilarious if Bucks wore a suit and Hunar wore a dress. Reminded them of their first school dance or something. Not that I would know. I never went to any of those dances. Me either, Iggy. It's okay. At any rate, she'd been wearing this classy suit. Decked out to the nines, hair slicked back. Though when I found her, it's been a different story. Bow tie rested loose, button popped, collar mussed. And her knee. Her knee had been bouncing like a fucking grasshopper. But you already said yes, and now everyone's families are waiting out there. Waiting for you. You know what it would do to them. Bucks wipes at her forehead. But what if I'm not the woman he thinks I am? What if I'm not cut out for this? I mean, you know, I'm not fucking wife material. I'm a free spirit. I'm a lone wolf. I roll my eyes. Free spirit, my ass, Bucks. You've talked about wanting a family since high school. Only because that's what I thought I wanted, because that's what my parents always told me I had to do. But maybe that's not really who I am. What if I end up breaking his heart? You'll break his heart if you don't go out there and say I do, Bucks. God, the way he lights up whenever he looks at you. You're his whole world. Have been since high school. And all of us, we all know it. Been a little jealous, too, to be honest. I mean, how often do you find someone that loves you that much? Yeah, I guess. I'll allow the word hoe. No. Yeah, I guess. Buck stands up, walks over to the mirror, and sees the beads of sweat across her neck. Hunar needs you, Bucks, and you need him, and if you don't go out there today, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. Yeah, you're right. She brings her hands to her head. You're right. Then to her collar. I just got a little claustrophobic earlier? She gestures to the loose ends of her bow tie. Now it's all fucked. Fuck! She starts tugging at her collar, mussing the already wrinkled fabric even more. Hey, stop it. I grab her hands. Don't worry, I got it. I smooth over her collar and get to work on the tie. Thanks, Iggy. Hey, what are friends for, huh? To talk you into something you clearly don't want. I mean, not that Iggy's necessarily in the wrong there. I feel like anybody would have done that, but it's obvious that she's just, like, having a mental breakdown a little bit, but there's not really a right choice in that scenario, is there? Iggs, you there? The voice on the receiver snaps me out of it, and I jerk away from the countertop. Sorry, just thinking. An uneasy feeling of guilt is having cat's cradle with my ribs. Damn, fuck. Why couldn't I have just noticed something sooner? Hey, it wouldn't have helped any. Trust me. Besides, we all need our space. Don't beat yourself up over it. Is there anything we can do to help now? I've already tried calling Bucks myself, but had the same luck as Hunar. My guess is she'll be back soon. She's never been gone more than a day or so. She'll cool off and come back, and we'll put this behind us. For now, at least. Yeah. The line goes quiet. I imagine Genzo on the other side. What's he doing now? Is he at his shop? Home? Has he been worrying about Hunar and Bucks this whole time? While I've been working and playing and sleeping like the shit friend I am? I rub at my eyes. Anyways, I should get back to work. Let me know if you hear anything. Will do. A pause. Random, but you didn't have trouble sleeping last night, did you? And if I did, why do you ask? Just had some weird dreams is all. Can't shake them. Anyways, whatever. I'll call you later. Okay. Yeah, later. I put the phone down on the counter with a sigh and curl my fingers into my hair. My insides feel like a twisted knot. I stare at the streak of oil on my cheek, left behind on my phone screen until my vision blurs. I was like, did I do something? I try to focus to concentrate on my work. When that fails, I switch over to my game, but even that can't distract my thoughts enough to assuage the gurgle of unease turning my bowels into butterfly sanctuary. That's a sentence. Dinner eludes me as well, my appetite only coming in short bursts that see me reaching for the half-eaten snacks in my pantry. I don't hear from Hunar the rest of the day, nor Bucks, nor Genzo, nor anyone, nor Orlam, who didn't answer or call us back. Thanks. It's just actually mad about it. No, it's okay. The normal serenity of solitude has morphed into a feeling of anxious isolation, and I find myself reaching more than once towards my phone to ensure I haven't missed a call or a text. Night falls along with my motivation. I'm past the point of even trying to divert my attention. I sit at the window and watch Mrs. Donish making her third trip to the mailbox that day, then retreat to my bed, figuring I'll play some music and try to relax, get an early night's sleep. Tomorrow should have some answers, but even my normal beats only serve to make my nerves dance in different patterns. I cover my head with my pillow, lie with my feet at the head of my bed, move to the floor, move to the chair in the living room. Maybe I should take a walk. Somehow the cool night sounds tempting. The apartment feels absolutely stifling all of a sudden. I grab my keys and shoes and step outside, the breeze playing with my curls as I start down the sidewalk. My steps are disguised by the hum of cicadas. You know, are cicadas just a shorthand for, like, summer horrors? Because I swear to God, like, maybe it's just the Higurashi talking, and that's probably just all it is. But, like, something about cicadas is kind of unsettling, and they look unsettling as hell, so maybe that's all it is. Lightning bugs dance across the yards, and moths flutter about the streetlights. Each new sweep of the breeze sends the tree leaves into quivering staccato, like hush whispers taunting me with their secrets. I pass from one street to the next, leaving Brookside behind, past the little downtown, and towards the development to the north. You find them comforting? I mean, they're not bad. Like, I grew up in the South. Like, I live in the South, so I do like them, but there is, like, an unsettling thing, or, like, they can be used in a very unsettling way. They give locust vibes for me. Yeah, I could see that too, especially with how, like, invasive they are in, like, specific areas. Fewer houses here, closer to my folks' old house, just south to the cropping of woods that somehow hasn't been built over even after all these years. My palm tingles. A pinprick like scratching like jumps from one nerve ending to the next and makes my fingers twitch. I curl my arms around my chest in an effort to dull the growing spark. Why did I walk all the way out here? Oh, is he being, like, drawn to, like... I'm like making guesses. I don't know shit about the Wonderland, but it feels like he's heading there. I don't mind the sound, but they look creepy, especially the ones in Texas. Big, yeah. Um, yeah. A quick lap around the block would have sufficed, but no, I had to come here. I stop in the middle of the sidewalk. There's a gap between houses, an empty lot of grass, tufts, and dandelions. My gaze goes towards the shadows of the woods beyond. It's quiet still. There aren't even lightning bugs anymore. My feet turn towards the lot before I can stop them, and soon I'm tromping across the uneven tract. I stop at the threshold between light and dark, one hand up to the trace of the bark of its nearest tree. What am I doing? My whole arm is throbbing now, as though 1,000 tiny insects are biting and jabbing and gnawing at the skin. I glance back to the lot, and the sidewalk, and the streetlights in the distance, at the neighboring houses with their darkened windows, then return my gaze to the shadow between the trees, a lifting wisp of wind curling round my ankles and tossing the leaves underfoot. I take a step forward. A branch snaps not more than a few feet away. My heart leaps into my throat, and I throw my arms up with a squawk. Yes, go into the creepy woods at night. Surely nothing will happen. Who's there? I feel like my guess is that, like, he said that he's gone to Wonderland before, so he's feeling like maybe he can go back, or, like, they go during, like, times of anguish. But that's not really making complete sense either, so I'm definitely missing something. Who's there? Cripes in a handbag about scared the bejesus out of me. A pause. Wait, Iggs, is that you? I lower my arms and squint as a shadow moves away from a nearby tree. What up, Gens? What are you doing out here? Could ask you the same thing. I scratched the back of my neck, all of a sudden feeling terribly awkward. Was just taking a walk. Same. Couldn't sleep? Nah. We grow quiet. I wonder if Genzo had had that same urge to get out of the house as I had. So, my heart is finally starting to calm. Yeah? You were, going there, were you? I wasn't really thinking about it. Me neither. I pause. You don't think? I don't know. Guess we don't know if we don't check. Oh, so they suspect that she's going there. I mean, that's what I suspected. An owl hoots from somewhere in the darkness. Let's go then. Lead the way. I throw a final glance at the black void between the trees and step inside. The air instantly cools. It's a damp chill, the kind that sticks to your skin and weighs down your chest. I press forward towards the scattered brush, using my hands to keep from walking face first into a tree. I can hear Genzo's cane whipping through the grass and snapping against barks behind me. It's eerie the way my body remembers which direction to go, even after this long, even in this pitch-black nothingness. Though perhaps it's not memory at all. Memory wouldn't tug at my arm. Oh, what does that mean? What are we talking about? An affair in Wonderland, maybe. Scandalous. Maybe. I guess we'll just have to see. Memory wouldn't tweak the direction of my toes with every step, leading me further and further into the spongy blackness where all I can hear is my own heartbeat echoing off my ribcage. I reach forward, seeking out the bark of the next tree, only this time when my fingers touch the jagged edges, it doesn't spark all the way up to my arm and then back on my throat. Okay, we have a phone? Let's use it. We need the light right now. The child is... Oh, gosh. I stop... Oh! Box, that's a great... Whoa. Hold up. That could be it. That's not good. I hope that's not true. I'm gonna be really mad if that's true. Genzo's cane whaps against my ankles, and he stops too. We here? Yeah, I answer before I even have a chance to check. Because I know. How could I not? The biggest tree in the forest. It's a base like a giant boulder, choked with winding roots. I let my fingers trace across its surface as I circle around, careful not to trip up the gnarled outgrowths. Halfway around my hand hits air. I come to a halt. The familiar edges are there, the rounded gap in the side, the hollow echo of stagnant air, the far-off scent of something sweet. It's open. I take a step back and hear Genzo approach. Jesus. My whole body is crackling with energy now. Even the breeze seems to have shifted, everything moving towards that hole in the side of the tree. When was the last time? Genzo's voice is a whisper. I don't know, I don't remember. Only I do remember. I'd been 16 and hadn't gotten in another stupid fight with my parents and had run out to the house, run to the woods. I'd cut my hand again and again until the blood ran rivers down my arm, but no matter how much I cried and how much I begged, the door had remained shut. It had already closed for me, but now it's open. Open again. And waiting. Waiting for us? I throw a glance at Genzo. I can just make him out through the darkness. He's got a hand curled towards his hat, nails scratching at his scalp. Some part of me always thought it was a dream, He starts softly. Like, How you always look back on the good old days wishing you could go back to simpler times? But actually those times suck just as much as they do now. Sometimes my brain made up to torture the current me. Probably didn't help that we never talked about it after it closed, the elephant in the room and all that. Until we forgot to even forget. And by then you don't want to be the one to bring it up in case someone says you're crazy. The hole is staring at us, somehow even darker and inkier than the surrounding shadow, a void within a void. But it was real. All of it, I finally whisper. Jesus, Genzo says again. For just a moment, I'm back in that circle, that book in my lap, Genzo, Gidget, Orlam, and Bucks all staring at me. Wonderland had welcomed us, a world just for us, where all our dreams could come true. But we're no longer kids. I lick my lips, scratch my arm. Something feels wrong. Should we go in? My voice hitches. Even my vocal cords have reverted back to my prepubescent days. Somehow I feel like we don't have much of a choice. I move towards the hole, popping a squat amongst the weeds. Ow. There's that scent again, soft, sweet, like the tempting aroma of a candy store. It curls up inside my nostrils. I grab the rounded edges and peek inside, leaning towards on my toes. We're sure it's not just some possum hole? Wouldn't that be Hyler? Genzo from behind. I can't tell if he's joking. I turn my head to look back, but whack my forehead on the top edge and lose my balance. Oh, is he just gonna fall in? I land with a bruise-inducing thud on my shins and let out a string of 4-letter words. For just a moment, I'm a teeter-totter, swaying back and forth, atop the bottom edge. Then my forward weight wins, and I tilt further, down, and topple straight into the hole, yep. Here we go, into the rabbit hole, literally. The darkness swallows me. I'm falling. Wind whips my hair and my shirt, summoning water to my eyes. My stomach feels like it's been sucked up straight into my bowels. On and on and on. Complete nothingness surrounding me, consuming me. At some point, I go completely weightless. Am I still falling? I can't tell. My arms are pieces of floppy spaghetti, undulated in the invisible waves. My heart is the meatball. That's a great line. And my feet, are my feet still there? There's a strangely, tingly vacuum where my legs would be. Maybe I'm dead. Maybe that really was a possum hole and I just fell smack into the bottom and hit my head, and now I'm in a coma. Something presses against my chest. I freak out for a minute until I realize it's my own hand. I'm falling. I'm suspended. I'm floating. I'm everything all at once. Iggy. Oh god. I open my eyes. Or do I close them? The world around me is dark as the one inside my eyelids. What do you want, Iggy? What do I want? To know where I am. What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? That's a good question. I don't know what he wants. I don't know. Me neither. How am I supposed to answer that? I don't know what I want. I don't want anything. My fingers are starting to tingle. First tiny nibbles of numbness, then building into incessant zaps of electricity. Up, 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 my arms they go, growing and growing into my chest and into my stomach, shooting down into my legs. And loud, so loud I can't hear, can't think. Just when I think I can't take it anymore. My mind goes blank. Uh-oh. Iggy. There's something soft below me. A furry warmth curled up and nestled against my back like an oversized lumbar pillow. Iggy. I'm not in the bed, am I? I don't remember my bed being quite that soft or lumpy. I move my lips against each other with a groan of displeasure to try and turn over before the tendrils of conscience can fully claim me. For fuck's sake, Iggs, you're gonna get yourself buried in there! My eyes snap open. This isn't my bed. Is it just like a giant pile of stuffed animals? This isn't my room. And these certainly aren't my stuffed animals. My hundreds of thousands of stuffed animals. Okay, this really is Wonderland. I want to go now. The pile of them has overtaken the entire corner of the room, almost like someone spilt a gigantic box of them and threw a hole in the roof. I like how we went from that super dark, surreal, like, sequence, which was incredible, and now we're just like, now we're in the stuffed animal land. Let's go. A very, very high hole in the roof. I stare up at the same hole now, dark and endless and leading who knows how many miles back up into the circular gap in the tree. I'm only just now remembering falling through. I blink in silence. Until an orange-capped head overtakes my view. You finally awake there, Sleeping Beauty? Genzo. Genzo, the hole. We fell through the hole. Very good, Iggy. We did fall through the hole. Genzo takes my hand as I'm trying to gesture up at the ceiling in dazed confusion. He pulls me to my feet. And now we're at the bottom of the hole, because that's what happens when you fall down a hole. Okay, you don't need to be condescending. I pat my head, my cheeks, my waist, the side of my legs. Then My gaze wanders the rest of the room, to the warm grain of the hardwood floor, to the rounded windows, to the crackling fire with the nearby stove, kettle already on the boiler. In the middle of the room stands a small table with 5 even smaller chairs, half-eaten cookies, cakes, and sweet litter its checkered cloth. Wait! I just thought of something. The reason we couldn't reach Orlom's bitch ass is because he's here. And so is Buxley, and so is probably Gidget, most likely, because they ran off and they were upset with us. So when they're upset, they're like, let me come here. And then so they came here, and then me and Genzo just happened to come at the same time. That makes a lot of sense. This is making sense. That might have been obvious, but it did not occur to me until just this moment. Genzo whistles between his teeth. We really? The sound snaps me out of my wonderment, and I turn back to Genzo, whose index finger is currently massaging his lower lip. I only realize at that moment that he's not wearing his sunglasses. Genzo, where... I stopped, because Genzo has turned to look at me. Actually at me. Something that hasn't happened in years. My eye grows wide. It's a miracle they don't pop straight out of my skull. Genzo, you... Yeah. Fuck, It asked what I wanted. I wasn't gonna lie. Oh, to, like, get rid of his blindness? I gnaw at my top lip. I can't stop staring. A twinge of guilt tugs somewhere on my diaphragm, the same twinge I'd selfishly tried to bury deep into the recesses of my chest long, long ago. Genzo scowls and jerks his head away. Would you fucking stop that? It's not like this is permanent. Yeah, but still, you mean you're not even at all... Oh yeah, I had my obligatory weepy moment. Stared at you all awkward like while you slept, and appropriately heartfelt music played in the background. Someone should have put the video on YouTube. Would have gone viral. But fuck that. I'm not gonna let myself get separated from reality, and I'm sure as hell not staying down here any longer than we need to. This is wrong, all of it. We're not supposed to be here. I finally pull my gaze away, attention returning to our quaint surroundings, and the nostalgic smell of spice curled up inside my nasal cavity. I can't argue with that. Somehow I don't know. It's like looking behind the curtains at something I'm not supposed to see. I close my eyes, and just for a moment the empty table in front of me is full. All 5 of us sitting there, gorging ourselves on cookies and sweets, chubby fingers reaching for fistfuls of cake, laughing about the wishes we made that day, everything from a new puppy to a spaceship to sail around the moon. I even remember the one time I wished I could talk to animals. That had been a treat. Now, however, the laughter is gone, and all that's left are deserted crumbles of childish innocence, spilt in unreadable patterns across the floor. I will say, though, Iggs, you turned out exactly how I always pictured in my mind. Genzo puts his hands on his hips. I, like an idiot, let the follies of sentiment soften the rigid creases of my heart. Oh, how's that? Like a loser. Okay, rude. We'll say it. Nah, that was funny. He got us. Haha, very funny. I roll my eyes. God damn, you didn't wish to turn into a stodgy old stick in the mud, did you? The Iggs I know would have never taken that sitting down. Look, man, it was funny, alright? I bring a hand to my head with a grimace. Sorry, guess I don't know, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed is all. Guess I can't fault you for that. I keep pinching myself wondering when I'm gonna wake up from this dream. It really is unreal. Oh hey, Mr. Fammy Pants. Genzo based. Genzo's so based. Hi, Amy. I'm still trying to figure out if I like Orlom or Genzo better right at this moment. It's like very split for me. How are you? I'm like... I am sucked all the way in, and we just got into Wonderland, and I'm scared. Like, the second I found out Buxley took that baby, I was, like, already losing my mind. I can't do this. Okay. Oh, hey, Mr. Fanny Pants. I toss a glance at Genzo's discovery. He's holding a stuffed purple elephant with buttons for eyes, and a pair of yellow striped pants. Its trunk sags to one side of its face like a limp, well... one can probably guess, until Genzo... No, say it! Gives it a flick and sends it to the other side. There's a power outage in your house? Okay, well, I'm glad that it's back. He was always my favorite. That's so inconvenient. That sucks. You had a lot of favorites, if I remember correctly. What can I say? I have a lot of love to give. We should look for Bucks. You really think she's here? I mean, where else would she be? Like on a real note. Genzo places Mr. Fanny Pants carefully atop one of those chairs. No, yes, I don't know. None of this makes any sense, but clearly something was calling us here, otherwise the door wouldn't have been open. You think it called us all then? This gives me pause. I think of Gidget, Orlum. No, they're here. If Genzo and I both came, if Bucks is indeed already here. My gaze wanders to the window and the world beyond. My lips part. But before any words can form, the sound of footsteps interrupted my thoughts. Heavy, march-like, again and again. Oh god. Toy soldiers. I throw a glance at Genzo, then dash towards the window. Genzo follows suit, and soon both of us have our fingers on the sill, and our heads squeezing inside the rounded frame, eyes seeking out the source of the sound. They come 2 by 2, boots bruising the dirt, long ears bouncing. Oh, it's the rabbit soldiers. I've seen these. I saw these in the screenshots. I know nothing about this game, by the way. Like, I am going in the most blind you can possibly go. Only know what I've seen via Twitter and on the itch page itself. First 2 with white armor tipped red, second 2 tipped black, and on, all with wide shoulders heaving and iron spears swinging in sync. They round the curve of a well-trimmed path, kicking up dust with each synchronous step. Are those the rabbits? Oh yeah, it's a ride. I mean, all we've done is go to a barbecue so far and like work, and I'm already like spiraling. So the fact that we're just now in Wonderland is gonna send me even twofold, because I don't know at all what to expect. Like, the human world didn't give me any, like, I couldn't guess there either, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to guess now. My insides twist uncomfortably. I think so? I can see them in my mind, gangly and awkward, but sweet and doting as they'd watch over us, patient and curious with each new treasure we'd shown them, or game we'd wanted to play. They've been our protectors, our friends, but now their soft brown fur is frazzled and splotchy. Their graceful ears are ripped and torn. Okay, this is my guess. Wonderland, it was fine before, because they were kids and they didn't have a perception of, like, really bad stuff in the world, or they suppressed it. But now that they're adults and they're fully aware of, like, the shit of the world, it's like basically come with them and is like flooding Wonderland and has like tainted it. That's my guess. Don't correct me. I just like I'm I'm throwing shit out there and seeing what sticks. They march with purpose, red, black, until the rabbit in the lead comes into an abrupt halt, those behind him barely able to stop in time. The secret lover theory I have, I mean, that could still play into it. The juicier the better. Exactly. So I'm down. His ears are standing straight up, like lightning rods baiting a storm. His nose twitches once, 3 times. He spins around. The rabbits behind him jump into gawkish salutes. The lead rabbit twists his head left and right. The way he moves is unnatural, so quickly and erratically it's like watching a TV stutter from one frame to the next. The tufts of frayed fur on his cheeks shudder with each hair trigger conturation of his neck. Where is he? Where is he? The high-pitched squawk rattles the window pane. The other rabbits seem confused. They remain quiet, simply wrenching their heads back and forth in search of some unknown entity. Oh, the secret lover theory is something Boxcat had brought up, which is Bucks has like a secret lover, and the child that she has is actually not Hunar's child. It's somebody in the Wonderland's child. It's not the bunny's child. I hope that doesn't pile into the theory. I half expect to see puffs of steam billowing from his crooked ears. Sentry 218, you overgrown rodents. Oh, he's sad. This prompts an about-face from the soldiers in the battalion, who quickly spin on their heels to face the single rabbit at the back, the only one without a partner. Oh, the rabbit in question flinches and steps back. Oh. Each impact of the lead rabbit's boots on the hard earth makes the walls of our small cottage shake as he storms to the— How big are these rabbits? His next words are screeched less than an inch from the lone soldier's fidgeting nose. I thought I told you to keep that buck in line, Sentry. A pause. He grabs at the other rabbit's ear, half yanking it out of his skull in order to read what looks like some sort of metal tag affixed to his mangled cartilage. 104? He lets go of the ear, and 104's head jolts backwards. So tell me then, where is 218? 104 has his head so low, his face is half hidden inside the plate of his armor. I don't know, sir. Told me he had to take a pisser. I tried to stop him, but he said it was urgent. He promised he'd be right back. The lead rabbit jerks forward and grabs 104's spear. Ears like crooked antennae protruding from his head, he waggles it its tip in front of the cowering rabbit. His entire body twitches between each erratic flick. I mean, hey, maybe when they were here as kids, they met someone and occasionally came back and eventually formed a relation. I mean, it's very possible. I don't know if they're humans here or not. Maybe they're the only humans. Maybe they're not. I mean, it's Wonderland. It could be anything, honestly. Nothing is going to shock me at this point. That's not true. That's not true. But the actual, like, workings of the Wonderland aren't going to shock me, I don't think. If I let every one of you untrained lagomorphs take a leak at whenever you so much as spritzed your linens, we wouldn't even make it halfway around the kingdom. Do you want to be the one to report to the king about our daily patrol was held up on account of you nitwits' urinary incontinence? I think not. I'm sorry, sir. The lead rabbit's face has gone red. The next time someone as much as mentions needing to relieve themselves, he raises the spear above his head. I want you down on your knees, saying... Let. The head of the spear descends, clocking 104 right between the ears. Me. And again, right on the same spot. Help. Another jerk upward. Oh, is he gonna kill him? This time eliciting an audible crack from the bone. Oh! Stop, sir! But he doesn't stop. Not even after his verbal tirade is over. 104 brings his hand up, but the spear swings past them easily, again and again, cracking against the same spot. 104 drops to his knees as the next hit dents his skull inward. Oh, God! The other rabbits watch in its petrified silence, and out of the corner of my eye I spot Genzo's fingers tightening against the windowsill. My own breath has gotten itself caught somewhere around the base of my throat. Oh. Red leaks. Oh, God. Oh. This is not good. We just got here. Pinkish brain. Oh. Pushes up through the fractured bone as his eyes bulge from their sockets. I hope you all heard that. This time the head of the spear sinks all the way down his nose, forming a mangled valley in the middle of his head and ejecting blood and brain matter on the side of his face. Oh my God. Body shudders, deflates, and collapses to the ground. R.I.P. 104, you will be missed. They painting the bunnies red. Hey, Box, you were so casual about this. And meanwhile, like, like the whole time. Sticky goop. Ugh. It drips from the head of the spear onto his back. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, yeah. He gazes upon his handiwork for a moment before righting the spear and stabbing the bottom end into the dirt. The head of it shudders from the impact, sending more red splatters to the ground. He whirls towards his battalion and throws back his shoulders. No bathroom breaks. He squawks with another twitch of his head and shoulders. Yes, sir. The other rabbits pull a stiff about face, head snapping forward. Now march, you ingrates. Well, he seems fun. With one last window-rattling screech from their leader, they begin their march anew, boots biting into the dirt in a methodical unity, red, black, red, black. I wait until they're out of the sight down the left path before taking a moment to find my voice. Jesus. That's all Genzo's going to say the whole time, and I am with him. I mean, what else are you supposed to say? Hisses for both of us. What happened down there? I finally managed. Something that wasn't supposed to, that's for sure. We pull away from the window. Genzo's eyes are tight. We're really going out there then? Not after that fucking display. Buck's gotta be out there somewhere. I don't know why or how I know, but some part of me knows. She's definitely here. With the baby? She brought the baby here! And it's like it's happening again. So why did she bring the baby here? It's 3 months old. It's just a burden. It cries. Like, it's gonna upset something, and then it's gonna stab you. Like, that's how it works. Oh, I'm so stressed. But in a good way. She could be trapped, hurt. I don't know, but it called us here again. It calls us here for a reason. Genzo wanders back towards the window, staring out at the now empty path. I've got a really bad fucking feeling about this. You and me both, buddy. It can't be that bad, can it? You just watched a bunny get their head caved in by a spear. It can be. This was our place, our own special place where nothing could ever go wrong. A place just for us. Genzo laughs, but it's not an amused laugh, more like an air being squeezed out of his lungs. He turns to look at me, brow skewed. Sure. Sure, Jan. Wonderland called the baby. No, it's more like it called Bucks, and then Bucks brought her baby here because Bucks makes bad decisions, apparently. The two of us are standing over the dead body of Sentry 104. I'm having a hard time keeping the bile from rising to the back of my throat. Genzo has his cap clenched between his hands. I still remember playing hide-and-seek with them in the sunflower fields. Genzo grimaces. I mean, you still can. It seems like the penalty for being found is gonna be a bit steeper now. RIP 104, F's in the chat. I roll my eyes. Come on, this is making me sick. We should keep moving anyway. We know how many more of these guys are out there. Genzo tugs his cap back over his tousled hair. Which way then? I toss a glance in the direction that the rabbit battalion was headed. There's no sign of them now, but even the idea of being in their vicinity makes my stomach gurgle. As it should. I turn instead to the study of the path they appeared from. It winds to the right a short ways before curling to the left and disappearing behind an upraised mound of meadow grass. Scarlet-leafed trees occupy its either side. I would suggest we don't follow the homicidal rabbits, but that's just me. Genzo muses. Yeah, both paths are still and empty, and for the life of me I can't form a clear mental image of what's down either of them. My memories are too scattered and vague. Okay. I'm gonna take a very brief break to like get a drink and to like refresh, and I'll be back. It won't be any more than like 2 minutes. So enjoy my be right back screen. Okay, and we're back. I just had to get a drink. Go pee, refresh. Go pee and not get my head caved in. You know, that was pretty great. Can't complain. Should we go left or right? I'm bad at making decisions, so if you guys have a preference, that's what I'm gonna go with. If not, I'll just like close my eyes and pick. Music's bopping. It's been playing in my ear this whole time. Not my BRB music, but the actual our Wonderland music. Go with your gut. Alright, well my gut's saying left. I don't know why. So We'll go left then. Sorry, Butter, just a second too late. Genzo blinks. Wait, that's the direction they just went. I mean, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, Genzo. That's what I always say. He points to the left and the right, then crosses his fingers with bemused raise of his eyebrow. I scratch at the back of my neck. Always keep them in our sight? Yeah, see? Besides, there might be more of those battalions. Don't you think it would be better to go in the same direction as their patrol? Genzo opens his mouth, closes it. Sure, I suppose. Then it's settled. Yeah, sure. But his face betrays his verbal agreement. We made a bad choice. Well, let's just see. We gotta live with our decisions. We start off into the left, pursuing the road. We've seen the battalion disappear down earlier. We wait till we're alone and we jump them and steal their stuff. That's a good idea. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Iggy or Genzo is strong enough to do this. Maybe Genzo, but definitely not Iggy. Yes, Pink, let's go! The landscape is open at first, giving view to loping hills and far-off flower fields. Okay, we went the right way. Let's go, we're on brand. But soon the trees grow thicker, and the path winds first left, then right, then surrounding scenery disappears from sight. Oh. Well, it's darker now. Oh, okay. The leaves form a reddish-pink wall around us. And it's quiet, too. No breeze. No insects. No birds. Everything is weirdly still. Are you starting to feel really weird, or is it just me? Oh, I've been feeling weird since the second we dropped here, guy. Honestly, since the second I booted up the game. Genzo hisses. His voice is no more than a whisper. Something does feel just a bit off, like we made the wrong decision. I reply as I glance around. It's then I see it. Just up ahead. The battalion has stopped in the middle of the path. Genzo quickly yanks back of my shirt, pulling me off and into the tree with a hissed curse. But whether it was fast enough or not is yet to be determined. Oh God! Oh God! No! Okay, I see the ears of the lead rabbit twitch left and right. He turns around with a shuddered jerk, looks from rabbit to rabbit. His entire head twitches. There's someone here. Oh no, there's not. He's talking about somebody else, definitely not us. His eyes dilate, then undilate. He blinks and twists his nose. I can smell them. Oh, God! Someone, sir? The left rabbit of the frontmost pair asks hesitantly. Yes. The lead rabbit wrenches his gaze towards his underling, sending spittle and snot across the battalion. You question my olfactory perception? No, sir. I don't even know what that is. Of course not, sir. The lead rabbit skulks forward as the other rabbits dart out of the way. Drool drips from the oh, God, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. We're gonna get stabbed. At first, his route seemed meandering. A bit to the left, a bit to the right, the other rabbits jumping back each time he changes direction. Soon, however, his destination seems all too clear. He's coming towards us. Guys, my gut is wrong! Genzo, I whisper with a shuddered breath. Genzo grips on my shirt, tightens. Come on. He tugs me back further into the trees and towards a patch of brush. What we don't anticipate, however, is the sudden slope of the earth. We just pretend to be cows. Genzo goes first, his feet sliding out from beneath him, and before he even has a chance to think about letting go of me, he takes me with him. We go tumbling into the leaves and twigs in a flurry of snips and snaps. Genzo's back slams into the trunk of a wide oak. Ugh! And I follow a beat behind, getting the breath stolen from me as my diaphragm collides with my chest. My head reels. My chin. Something hit my chin, my knee. I could taste blood in my mouth. Oh. Not a good choice. I bring a hand to my forehead with a groan, then finally wrench my eyes. It just occurred to me I have not saved. So, that's something. If we survive this, I'm saving immediately. Only to see Genzo looking at me in sheer terror. No, not at me. Past me. I don't like that. I turn around. No! To see the lead rabbit mere inches from my head. My heart leaps out of my chest and I scramble back against Genzo in an effort to put in any distance I can between myself and those yellow eyes. I literally went on a whole tangent yesterday about how I love yellow eyes in characters and I think it's very pretty. This is true. You can go back and watch. I take it back. Found you. The rabbit smiles through his crooked teeth. I mean, I wasn't trying to hide. I don't register what happens after that. 1 second his breath is coming down hot on my face and neck, and the next, I'm stabbed. Yeah. Well, there's a hole in my stomach. I cough, sputter, blink in disbelief. The spear is through me. Another cough. This time, blood bubbles up between my lips, forming a shuddering balloon that spatters inky redness across my cheeks and nose when it pops. Genzo, I croak, but Genzo's silent behind me. There's a strange warmth swirling around me, swirling right through me. Blood pumps out from the puckering skin of my stomach across the handle of the spear, coating my fingers, spilling onto the ground. My vision warps. It could be worse. They could be the rabbits from ReZero. I don't know what that is, but why are all the rabbits terrifying now? Though the darkening cloud, I see the rabbit reach down, yellow eyes like the headlights of a car into the fog. Actually, no, I do know what ReZero is. It's the one with, like, the witch enemy and, like, the guy who can die over and over again. He grabs my face, my cheeks, clawing, curling into my skin. We'll be eating well tonight. Then everything goes black. That music was banger and very scary. I'm so good at games, guys. Unfortunately, you were skewered. Yeah. But the rabbits did eat well that night. That's good. Yeah. So I made the right choice for the rabbits, just not for us. Would you like to restart from before, or your most recent choice, or return to the main menu? Most recent choice, please. Thank you, Carrot, for being so kind and knowing I was gonna die. Good choice. Thank you. MC gets eaten by the rabbits, lol, at one point. Alright, well, let's save. Since we haven't done that at all, because I'm bad at saving. So we died. That was fun. Let's try not to do that again, if possible. Unless it's canon, and I'm supposed to learn and die, and... Whap, 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 whap. Take me to the... Go left anyway? The way, I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted. Now I'm gonna go right. I'm not gonna do the stupid thing. It's gotta be a time loop. There's gotta be like an actual reason for it. It just feels right. Yeah, there's no way I'm going left. That feeling of dread is just too strong. Like I've died there once before and I somehow remembered it. I'm so good at being bad. This is why I play with walkthroughs. But I told myself on streams I'm not going to use walkthroughs because that's not as fun. You know, so we're going balls deep. We'll go right then. An excellent choice, Mon Captain. Yeah, I should have... I'm not... You know what, Genzo? You can make all the decisions from now on. I will not. It's quiet as we walk, and no breeze rustles the trees or sends shudders through the grass. No insects buzz from leaf to leaf. Not even the far-off call of a bird breaks the silence. The tall clusters of fiery red corridor us, and as a river of dirt directs us left and right like the waters in a canyon. Above us, the sky glitters a sunny orange. And on the other side, strange flowers of blues and purples and teals dot the grass between the trees, some of them twisting and curling up the thick trunks like kaleidoscope vines. Oh right, I forgot to ask. Genzo's hands are in his pocket. What did you wish for? A hot girlfriend. Nothing. We wished for nothing. I blink. Frown. Nothing. I finally say, nothing? I don't know. I couldn't think of anything. I don't want anything. Damn, guess you got it made, huh? Genzo laughs. I don't respond. Even now I can't think of what I could possibly want. To find bucks, I guess. But that's less of a want and more of an obligation. I just don't really care enough about my life, about things, about myself. Oh, Iggy. I chew on the inside of my cheek. We round another corner, and this time the path opens up in a small clearing. An outcropping of rocks overlooks a small pond at the other end. From its peak flows a miniature waterfall, light reflecting off the steady drizzle. I take a step towards the pond. Only for Genzo to grab the back of my shirt. Oh god, no, it's happening again! So no matter where we went, this was gonna happen? Oh god. He quickly tugs me. Watch us die again. He quickly tugs me back behind a nearby tree. 2 seconds later, a rabbit soldier appears, his nose twitching and his eyes. Now I have a fear of rabbits. Thank you for that. My heart leaps up into my throat at the thought of how close I was to being seen. I stay perfectly still, Genzo's arm clamped around my waist, as the two of us watch the rabbit in silence. He's looking for something, that much is clear. He wanders to the left and stops. To the right and stops. Twitch, twitch, sniff, sniff. His mangled ears jerk with each chained in his direction. Where are you? Where are you? That's what he says. I don't know why I read it so weird. I glance up at Genzo, chest tight. What's he looking for? Hell if I know, Genzo hisses. Something squeaks. Oh. At that moment, a small white mouse rushes out from the brush near the pond. It circles once, twice, tiny tail dusting the ground, then dashes off for the trees. There you are! The rabbit takes off. In a flying leap, that has me questioning my eyes. He's on the top of the mouse, large boot coming down on its tail. There's another squeak. Oh! So much death. The mouse squirms against the grip on its tail, but its escape is futile. Yeah, if we couldn't escape it, that mouse ain't got no fucking chance. The rabbit raises its other foot and brings it down on the mouse's body. The resulting squelch sends an electric shiver down my body. Ah. The rabbit's jaw twitches. He raises his foot and ascertains the damage. The mouse's flattened body leaks red pus from the bottom of his foot. And the mouse's head, which had escaped the direct impact, hangs limp from the remaining sinews, like a flabby piece of meat hanging off the end of a sandwich. Wow. The rabbit slams his foot back down, stomping and okay, relax! Until the mouse's body is nothing but a furry hamburger. Not a furry hamburger. Genzo's arm tightens around me. He takes a step back and I move with him, back into the safety of the trees. Where we don't anticipate, though, is a slight dip in the ground. Genzo loses his footing. Oh god. There goes... Then goes down. Wow. Taking me with him. The sound of us hitting the ground sends the rabbit's ears skyward. His head jerks in our direction. Who's there? His spear is already at the ready. Shit, shit, shit! Genzo and I scramble to our feet, but the damage has already been done. The rabbit is staring straight at us. Genzo's arms shoot out in front of my chest. The rabbit cocks his head first to the left, then the right. His right eye twitches, then widens. You're the fellow the king told us to watch out for. He chuckles, laughs, licks his lips. Okay, he didn't tell you that when we went to the left? I'll get a promotion for sure if I bring you in. Fresh meat for weeks. No more of that slop. He points his spear at us, then charges. It happens before I can process it. 1 second I'm standing behind Genzo, and the next... Something jabs my ribs so hard it knocks the breath out of me. I'm weightless. Falling. Ground rushing, rushing, rushing. And just before my ass hits the dirt, I see Genzo with an elbow stretched in my direction and a foot stretched in the other. The rabbit, who less than a second ago had been standing a good 20 feet away, is right next to Genzo. But at the point of his spear it has missed, slicing a red line across Genzo's cheek instead, and now thrusts fruitlessly past him into the open air. The rabbit's head jerks, left in surprise just as his boot hits Genzo's foot. He stumbles forward, unable to stop himself before the tip of his spear crunches into the wood of the nearest tree. It's at that moment that I hit the ground. You fucking... The rabbit alternates between glaring daggers at Genzo and tugging at the burrowed head of his spear. Genzo, however, wastes no time. Oh, thank you for the follow, Amy! He grabs the... Every time I hear that follower sound, it scares me because it sounds like it's coming from the actual game, and I'm like, what's going on? He grabs the front of my shirt before I even have a chance to orient myself and wrenches me to my feet. Run! I do as I'm told. The two of us go streaking out across the clearing, past the outcropping of the rocks, past the pond, and towards where the path breaks off. Just follow the slowly expanding street. How were you able to do that? I huff as my... Yeah, and why didn't you do that when we went to the left? Just heard him coming is all. Genzo wipes as the blood dribbling down his cheek. River on our right and growing cliffside on our left. We run, the sound of our footsteps in time with the thudding of our hearts. What did he mean by the fellow the king told us to watch out for? I pant, trying to get my thoughts in order. But before either of us have a chance to answer my riddle of the question, Genzo skids to a halt. I follow suit, eyes growing 10 times the size of my head. The ground in front of me is no longer, well, ground. It's soft, lumpy, and pink. Oh, cotton candy? And wide, 20, 30 feet across. It's a tongue. Oh, not cotton candy. And it's connected to the largest... What? Huh? What do you mean? How are we on a tongue right now? Why is there a giant eyeball? I've never seen in my entire fucking life. Hello! Be not afraid. It's round and wet and sitting in the side of a cliff face as though perched atop a throne. At our approach, its oversized pupil swivels with an almost audible rumble to stare straight at us. What the fuck? Genzo perfectly verbalizes my own thoughts for me. I don't remember that being here before. Yeah, none of this is probably as you remember it, guys. Let's just let go of that fantasy. I take a step back from a slimy pink hunk of flesh draping across the path and lapping at a river water on the other side. You couldn't pay me enough money to walk across that thing. Genzo looks about, ready to retch. Despite my mutual feelings, I also know that Rabbit's going to be on our asses in a matter of minutes, if even that. I quickly scan our surroundings, looking first at the steep rocks to our left, and then the river on our right. The cliff seems out of question, but the river isn't too wide, and there doesn't seem to be much of a current. Just as I'm studying the intricacies of the water patterns, I feel a tug on the hem of my shirt. My head snaps down, eyes refocusing themselves just in time to take the sight of a small creature staring up at me. What are you? I jerk backwards with a cry of surprise. Tomato Man? What the hell is that thing? Yeah! Genzo comes up behind me just as I've recovered enough to ponder the same question myself. I feel conflicted because it's pink, but like, it's a literal tongue. You and me, butter. I'm like, I was down with the pink, I ain't down with the giant mouth. It's small, only coming up my knees, but its head is large and puffy and oblong, and red, bright red, almost like a tomato. Very much like a tomato. Two beady black... He's so stupid looking. Rests above his ginormous shit-eating grin, and its stunted pocket arms waver slightly with each heave of its chest. What do you want, little guy? I pop a squat, hoping an increase in my height will make me appear less of a threat. It just eats us. It warbles something incomprehensible, then waggles its tentacle-like arms off to the right. Oh, is he leading us somewhere? Okay, he's a friend. Okay, we have friends here. I turn my gaze into the direction it's pointing to see a neat wooden bridge stretch across the width of the river. Hey, there's a bridge. My brows furrow. I swear that wasn't there before. You're trying to help us then, are you, little dude? Now it's Genzo's turn to kneel, though he has a lot less height to lose. Rude. The creature joggles its arms again with a happy warble. Okay, he's weird, but I like him. It looks tasty, but must not eat, new friend. Yeah, we'll resist for now. It certainly seems like it wants to help us, though I can't shake the oddity of the bridge. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed that when I was surveying our surroundings earlier. Still, our only other option is to follow the little tomato man so we can run away from the giant eyeball. I can't believe that's a sentence I just said. I turn to look at the hulking tongue again. There's a stagnant pool of saliva. I hate spit so much, saturating the dirt in front of us. I mean, like, I'd rather, like, legit be peed on than have somebody slobber over me. Like, clip that out of context. I don't care. That's just the truth. And that giant gooey eye is still watching us. I clench my hands in my curls with a groan. He's the enemy. He's the enemy of the tongue. Oh, they're foes. There you are. I spin around. Oh my god! We're gonna be dealing with this forever. Only to see the rabbit at the end of the path, spear pointed right at us. My heart promptly drops into my stomach. Fuck. Genzo takes a step backwards. Even our tiny acquaintance brings its arms up to its mouth in fear. What are we doing, Eggs? I can already see the rabbit rearing up for a charge. I have to make a choice. Now. Damn it. No. The bridge or the tongue. Okay. We're gonna save this time. We're gonna be smarter. Fuck that tongue. We are not going on the tongue. We're going on the bridge. There's no way I'm crossing that tongue, especially when this little guy seems so keen on helping us. Watch it. He's gonna lead us to our death, isn't he? Mr. Lollipop Tomato Man. I spin around to face his bulbous head and point empathetically at the bridge. Take us there, quick. It nods in fright, then grabs my hand and begins to run. The two of us jog to keep up, making a beeline for the bridge. By the time we clamber across it, my lungs are burning for air, and sweat is leaking rivers down my forehead and neck. I throw a harried glance back to the check on the rabbit and see him just standing on the other side of the bridge staring at us. Somehow that's worse than if he was chasing us. He's not following us, Genzo asks with a leap. He's not following us? He's leaning forward with his hands on his knees as he fights for breath. I guess not. See, this thing tricked us. Damn it. I look back and forth between the rabbit and our new friend, who's now smiling at us expectantly. Maybe this is some sort of, I don't know, protected area? Genzo wipes his forehead with his sleeve and gazes around. Seems sus, but sure. Red is sus! Red is sus! Oh my god! I squat back down next to the small creature, curling an errant lock of hair behind my ear. Thanks for that, little guy. Who knows what that rabbit fellow would have done to us? Probably something less frightening than what you're gonna do to us. My words of appreciation are met with a happy squeak. We're actually, trying to find some people we know. You haven't seen any others like us, have you? The creature brings one of its rope-like arms to its mouth, as though in thought. Then it seems to brighten, and it begins making happy squeaks and pointing further into the woods. Seems like a yes. I stand back up. Maybe the others came through this way too? From the arms of the enemy to the arms of another. I know! Like, nobody other than Genzo is probably safe. Genzo looks, looking off in the direction that thing pointed, one eyebrow raised. He doesn't seem convinced. Can you take us to them? I ask the creature with a smile. It nods vehemently, then begins bouncing off towards the trees. Okay. Come on, I notioned the Genzo, then follow. That's subversion right there. The lollipop eats us. It gets darker the further we walk. The trees are more closely packed, and their leafy canopies completely overtaking the sky. Chilly, too. I rub up my bare arms as I look around. You know what? We probably made the wrong choice, and if we did, it's probably looks can be deceiving, and we should have gone with the tongue scary eyeball thing, and not the sweet kind of looking tomato lollipop thing. Are you sure this guy knows where he's going? Genzo hisses. No, I don't. All I can do is grimace. This certainly doesn't seem like somewhere we'd find the others, but who am I to say, really? Yeah, no, for real. Suddenly, our new friend comes to a stop, turns, unhinges its jaw, and swallows us whole. It looks left, then right. Okay. Every time I see that now, I'm just going to associate it with something bad. And from the dark gaps beneath the trees, I spot other dots of red. What do you mean? Okay, this can go either very funny or very bad. The music has stopped, so I'm going to guess bad. They emerge from the shadow like scampered squirrels, all of them looking at our friend, and us, in curious wonder. There's more of them? I throw a furtive glance between the approaching creatures. The hair on the back of my neck is starting to curl upwards. This is starting to seem like a really bad idea, Iggs. Genzo scooches closer towards me as he eyes our new visitors. Maybe they're his friends? Look, the fact the rabbit didn't follow us is because he knows these things are evil. Maybe they're his friends. They come in packs. His friends, maybe, but ours, I'm not so sure. Yeah. I take a step towards our guide, one hand out in what I hope is a sign of non-aggression. Hey, what's going on? Our guide turns around, smiles. Then the smile grows. Yeah. Time to get unhinged and swallowed, guy. His lips pull apart and a horrifying, sharp row of teeth emerges from the middle of his bulbous head. Iggy! I feel Genzo's hand on my shirt, fingers clamping into the fabric and pulling me back. But now the other creatures are following suit, all of their mouths splitting in two to reveal row after row of teeth. Not the animation! It was already terrifying enough! All of them smiling, smiling, smiling. As I move closer, my heart drops into my stomach and I twist on my heels. Genzo, run! I shout as my shoes dig into the dirt, but it's too late. The creatures closest to us hiss, and then they're on us. R flies onto my back, its teeth chomping down on my shoulder. My body arches backwards, and my vision flashes bright as pain shoots up and down my arm and spine. It's so scary, and I keep making all the wrong choices. Not the bingo night. You know what? At this point, I just need to get them all out of the way, and then there's only one path left, and it's the good one. I reach for it, fingers desperately trying to curl around one of its tiny limbs to wrench it off. But then another one clamps down on my arm. I see its teeth sink into the flesh and the bone, come bubbling up between its lips. Yeah, it keeps happening. Yeah. I throw my arm out again and again. Just submit, Iggy. The one on my shoulder bites down even harder, then jerks its head back, ripping off a huge chunk of skin and muscle. I don't even register the scream that leaves my lips. The pain is everywhere, radiating up and out from my shoulder, sizzling like fire across my arm. Iggy! I hear Genzo scream and try to find him through my warped vision. But as I step forward, a third creature leaps towards me, hitting me right across the chest and knocking me backwards. I hit the ground hard, my head crackling against the dirt with a sharp thwack. Before I even chance to collect myself, the thing on my chest moves. It opens its jaws with a wide, toothy grin. We got tomatoed, guys. We got the tomato ending. Woo! And then tears them straight into my chest. The pain is immediate. Clawing, wrenching, tearing. My vision blurs, doubles, twist. Fingers grappling uselessly at the dirt. Through the haze, I see rising mass of pink and red and realize it's that thing that's pulling my insides out, draping them across its jaws like length of juicy sausages. I gasp, choke, a wrenching croak pushing past my lips as I feel my skin stretch and rip. The other two creatures have joined in, digging further inside me and tearing off hunks of flesh in great greedy gobfuls. I stare up at this tree, my arms and legs going limp. Vision fading, fading, fading. Just when I wonder how much longer I'm going to stay conscious, one of the creatures appears smack dab in the middle of my vision and bites off my face. Yeah. Game over. Unfortunately, you were eaten. Yeah, that did happen. But at least that rabbit didn't get you. That's true. That's true. I did avoid that. Yeah, I would like to restart from the last choice. Imagine if it was like, you know what, I'm just gonna rage quit. No. I'm having fun. Fucking tomato thing. I can't believe the tongue was the right choice all along. It's definitely- wait, I didn't read it. Wait, can I go back? Yes, I can. Take the bridge anyway. Yeah, we're not doubling on our choices. I want to, but that's just not smart. We're not gonna make any progression if I just keep doing that. Hey, if that happens, at least you can say 100% the game. Yeah, we're completionists now. But good thing we keep time traveling via load. Woohoo! All good points. Fink is scary now. Oh wow, how ironic they're the ReZero rabbits of this game. Still think we should have eaten them instead. Maybe next time. The feeling is just too strong. No matter how disgusting the thought of that tongue is, something somewhere is screaming at me not to take the bridge. Damn it! I groan to the tongue, to the tongue. To the window! To the tongue! The tongue eats the lollipop tomato thing and unknowingly saves us. Yeah! You know what, Box? You're probably right. Genzo squeaks, his voice rising above 2 octaves, but there's no time to explain. I grab his sleeve even as he's throwing the creature a pained look and drag him towards the heaving pink slab. We clamber on top of it just as the sound of racing footsteps fills the air behind us. Our fingers and knees sink into the oozing, squishy flesh. Immediately, I roll forward to escape the edge and the rabbit's potential grip, flopping down atop the porous mass. Once Genzo is safe next to me, I throw a glance back and see the rabbit glaring at us angrily from a solid ground and not staring at us weirdly. He's not following us, I muse. Genzo jabs angrily at his chest. I wouldn't follow us. He has a point, all the more reason for us to get across this thing as quickly as possible. Not the sound! I push myself shakily to my feet and try to take a step, but walking across a gelatinous surface turns out to be akin to walking across a waterbed, a very gooey waterbed. I promptly slip and fall face into the pink pulp. Saliva gushes up through the jiggling pores. Next to me, Genzo is crawling forward on all fours, his face betraying his disgust. Yeah, that's probably the move, though. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever done in my life, so far. I shakily rise up on my hands, fingers sinking into the tongue's flesh. The bulbous nodules on its surface scrape against my palms. Let's just hope it's not the last thing you'll ever do in your life. I wince and follow after him, saliva quickly saturating the knees of my jeans. It's slow going. Not only does the sponge-like surface make it difficult to balance, but the slick film of saliva makes it nearly impossible to build up any sort of momentum. I keep my eyes trained forward as I crawl. I try not to look or think about the viscosity seeping beneath my fingernails. Yeah! It's watching us, Genzo's voice catches. Of course it is. I chance a glance of my own to the left. The pupil of that cyclopean eye is fixed straight on us, unmoving, hawkish. Dude, I'm so scared of eyeballs on a real note, so like, this isn't so bad, but if I was in this scenario, I'd be like shitting myself. Well, I mean, all of it I would be, let's just be real. I immediately jerk back to the front, shudders zipping down my spine. Just keep moving. We're halfway there, halfway across the vast ocean of pink. We just need to keep moving. It's as at that moment that the tongue moves. It starts as a low rumble, like a force shock. Oh. I'm prefacing an upcoming quake. That the salmon-colored flesh begins to undulate, there you go, giving rise to rippling tremors that send our bodies bobbing. Genzo! I attempt to crawl towards him, just a veritable mountain of flesh rises up from the ground and takes us with it. The fuck? Genzo loses his balance and lands with a splat on his back, his hand to his head. The growing hillock takes us up, 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 and higher. I dig my knees and fingers into the gooey pink sinews to keep from sliding off and cracking my skull open on the ground far below. The mound continues to rise until, just as I hear I'm about to lose my grip, it shifts gears, no longer reaching for the sky, but instead, rolling like a wave. The upsurge of flesh ripples, crests, and surges forward, taking us with it. I lose track up from down, slipping and sliding across the slick surface, and only once it slows to a stop and my body slides limply down the side of the flesh, do I notice how close we are to that all-seeing eye. Genzo glides down next to me. Oh wait, I gotta read the chat. Let your enemies take each other out. Yeah, boy. Makes sense to me. Rather be licked than be eaten. When you say you hate spit, I was like, it keeps getting worse. I really do hate it. I don't even have to look at him. I can practically hear his heart thudding away in his chest. Remember when we thought they were pretty clouds? Yeah, and cotton candy. Neither one of us makes a sound as the warbling pupil of the eye dilates, focuses, and stares straight through us. Or past us. I can see tiny twitches of movement, just ever so slightly, jumping back and forth between us. They make the soft, wet surface of the eye tremble and jump. Quiet. Moisture dribbles down my forehead and cheeks and past my my collar to tickle my spine. Quiet. I chance a shuddered breath that dances across my lips. Another low rumble. And a sudden shadow overtakes us. I look up just as the tongue's giant tip curls around and around, stretching towards us like a probing worm. The slab of wet flesh engulfs both of us at the same time. Where are we going? Not the squelch! It presses into our necks, chest, face, squirming and wriggling. I wrench my head to the side with the gas to keep from suffocating. Fuck, it's tasting us. I push back the soggy mound behind me and trying to put whatever space I can between my body and the these sound! Gruffing slug-like monstrosity, currently sucking at my cheek and throat. Massive globbles of God! I can't even see through my glasses any longer. It oozes and crawls up down my skin, grinding into my hair and slurping at my ear. It was the right choice, but at what cost? And it's only one of my entire upper half is dripping with muck that it pulls away, leaving me plastered to the porous surface behind me and looking like I'd just been frisked by a slug. I peer over the bleary lenses of my glasses at Genzo, who looks similarly depredated. There we go. His cap is half-cocked atop his head, scruffy hair formulating erratically gelled points. Consider that a memory I'd like someone to permanently purge from my mind. No sooner has Genzo's smart retort left his mouth than the giant watery pupil of our captor moves. It whirls backwards, pulling a full circle before returning to its previous position. Only this time sporting thousands and thousands of tiny lines. Oh my gosh, it really is! Do not be afraid! I was just joking! Oh god, now it's more scary. One of the lines pops open, revealing another smaller eye, following by another, then another. Popping open. Iggy Pop is funny. That's good. That's really good. We're the lollipop. Iggy Pop, yeah. Countless dots of white atop the shuddering surface. Is it gonna open? Then the biggest line of them all, one of the bisects the entire I hate it here. I think it liked what it tasted. Genzo screams as the creature shrieks again, a deep, throaty howl that has me clutching at my ears. Behind us, the tip of the tongue has uncurled itself, and now the entire tongue is rising, tilting, forming one monstrous slide of doom that ends straight inside. I'm starting to think there are no right choices. It's just... I scramble into motion, crawling upwards as fast as I can, attempting to dig my hands, my fingers, my nails into the tongue's slick surface. But the higher the tongue tilts, the further I slip. It's all I can do to keep from tobogganing straight down the chute like I'm in a slip and slide from hell. Iggy! Genzo's voice grabs my attention. Through my panic, I see him brandishing what appears to be a screwdriver. Never leave the workshop without it. Okay, what? But before I can question his motives, he slams the sharp metal end of his trusty bike tool into the quivering flesh of the tongue. Oh, I thought the eye's pupils was going to grow an eye. We just get trauma either way. Yeah. The reaction is immediate. We're bonding. Ah! It's so loud it feels as though my heart twists into veritable nothingness. Then the tongue lurches, jerks, flails, writhes in pain. Grab onto me. I don't have to be told twice. That's a cool CG. I launch myself at Genzo and latch onto his waist. Never before have I held onto something so tight. I glass my fingers into the fabric of his pants and I dig my face into his exposed belly. Above me, Genzo's clutching desperately at the handle of the screwdriver, jaw taut and muscles tight. Another roar from below. It's getting really angry now. The tongue bucks, thrashes. Each bounce sends us up and down, slamming back into the spongy surface with juicy splats that take the breath out of me and rattle my brain. But somehow I keep my grip on Genzo, and somehow Genzo keeps his grip on the screwdriver. He has saved us twice now. He is our knight in shining armor. The roar morphs into a wail, and the muscles beneath us grow suddenly taut. I open my eyes for a peek, but then realize I'd had them closed just in time for the entire tongue to reel back in, and one whip-like lash chuck itself forward. Genzo and I go flying like rocks in a slingshot, first a few feet over the ground, then slamming into the dirt, rolling, 5 feet, 10 feet, 20, before finally and unceremoniously slapping onto the pebble-strewn path like a pair of wet fish. Yeah, that really encapsulates my whole feelings currently. Right here, just this image. Glasses and all. But, oh, the animation is just lovely. It is, honestly. I'm having a fun time. Like, I'm scared and things are going wrong every 2 seconds, but I'm having fun. And at the end of the day, that's what counts. The twin puddles of saliva turn the ground dark beneath us. My head's still spinning. I'm not even sure I'm still conscious at first. I open first one eye, then the next. Then with a groan that's half agony and half disgust, I push myself up on my palms. Thick, clammy strings of goo. Ugh, God. We survived, but at what cost? Between my skin and the puddle below. Genzo rolls over. His cheeks are painted with a glossy drool. Nothing could ever go wrong here, huh, Iggs? He laughs and hacks another wad of saliva onto his chest. Bucks? You son of a bitch. It's all her fault that we're even here. I rub my face until it's raw, splashing water on it again and again and again, but I still can't seem to dispel that feeling of muck clinging to my pores. Yeah, we're in the shoals of the river, up to our knees in the water, rinsing our hair, our clothes, our mouths. Genzo's taken his jacket off and it's kneading it atop his knee like a washboard. His hair sticks up in errant wet tufts that shudder with each jerk of his shoulders. They really do. They need just a minute to breathe. They haven't been able to breathe since the second they got here. My glasses are the worst. No matter how many times I rinse and buff the lenses, a prismatic glare remains. Yeah, that would suck to have glasses here. Oh my god. I limp carefully back over the grass and squint at Genzo, who's now wringing out his jacket. Out here and away from that horrific monstrosity, it's calm again. Nothing and no one in sight, and only the trickle of the river current as our musical accompaniment. Glad to know this place is apparently fucked up beyond all reason. Yeah. Genzo follows me back from the bank. He shrugs his jacket back on before pulling his cap over his curls. Really just lovely. What could have happened to it? It wouldn't just, on its own, would it? Iggy, we don't even know what this place is. Hell, until this morning, I would have told you it was nothing but some crazy, yet suspiciously coincidental dream we all had as kids. I run a hand through the damp ringlets of my hair and peer out across the landscape. A flash of movement catches my eye, and my gaze goes immediately forward the far bank, where the river twists around to form what looks like a small beach. A dock has been erected on the sand, and a boat is slowly gliding its way over from the opposite direction. Honestly, if I was in their shoes, I would just avoid everything at all costs. Like, if I don't see a familiar face, I ain't fucking with it, I ain't talking to it, I ain't nothing. I'm running away from it, and I'm hiding. Like, I don't trust nothing here. Genzo follows my gaze. He narrows his eyes. That's strangely serendipitous. No, I remember this. The sight of the miniature white riverboat, with its slowly churning red and black water wheel, its benches with just enough room for 5, and its helm of gleaming polished wood that moves on its own like magic. It's enough to bring fuzzy, shifting images bubbling to the surface of my brain, of adventures down the river, of standing at the helm with my arms outstretched and feeling like an intrepid explorer off to discover lands unknown. I just had another theory, is what if you don't, not making a wish makes it worse for you here? So, it would have been fine, maybe, but because Iggy didn't make a wish, it's fuck this whole place up. That is a crazy theory. It probably holds no water whatsoever. I have no real reason to think it, other than it just popped in my brain. But, I don't know. I felt like I needed to say it just to keep it documented, in case, on the off chance, I might be right. For a moment, I do nothing. Then I take a step. Then another. The steps morph into a jog. I get to the wooden... Well, we know for one thing for a fact is Iggy has to really follow his gut when he's here. Like, he has to go exactly where he thinks that he needs to go. And then things will probably be okay. I get to the wooden steps of the dock just as the boat comes to a halt on the other end of the pier. Jesus. Genzo huffs behind me as he runs to catch up. To the left of the dock is a cheery red and white sign with the words Kitty Cruise on it. Past it, I see the river fork with the right channel leading back along the direction we just come and the left leading deeper into the unknown. I point towards the boat like some sort of overwrought tour guide. We can take this, better than walking, that's for sure. My theory was this place changes the environment as the result of their lives. Yeah, that's what I said earlier as well. I feel like maybe it's probably more so that, because that makes sense to me. Like, it would be safe and chill when you're a kid, but then, like, when you grow up and see the world worse, it just, you take that with you when you come here, and it, like, taints this entire area. That makes the most sense and is probably the correct one, but I don't know. I feel like Iggy not making a wish might have a consequence of some form, or maybe it'll save him at the end, who knows. We can take this, better than walking, that's for sure. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, I'm sorry, did you want to stay on the road with the giant man-eating eyeball and the homicidal rabbit guards and the tomato lollipop? Oh, well, we don't know they're evil if we don't take that choice, so... Genzo raises a finger and then lowers it with a shrug. Come on, I remember writing this all the time, I urge as I start up the steps. My ascent is halted, however, by a jovial, high-pitched voice from the other side of the railing. Oh god. Come and ride the Kitty Cruise and sail the waves for days. Adventure like you've never had, the end to your... Malay. I stop. Blink. Alright. I love flowers. Clearly. And I love daisies even more. You can't do this to me. This is all I have. If this thing betrays me, I can't take it. It's a flower. Yeah, it is. Brilliant white petals adorned its oversized, cute little head, and its glossy green leaves shimmy with its dance-like movement. It even dances. It has no mouth, but somehow the words form all the same, melodic and sprightly. Gentle sailor, pack your bags for perils on the prow. Just don't be falling overboard, or else you'll need a towel. All right. He got bars. Genzo wanders over, hands on his hips. The flower comes up to his waist. It twists atop its roots as though looking up at him. Cap of orange. Scant of height. Rude. The pallid earrings you cloak and trite are more glaring than your loss of sight. He does got bars. A wrapping, cute-ass flower? You're telling me I can't like this and I can't trust it? It was made for me. You know what? Even if it kills me, I'm gonna let it, because it's so cute. I raise a brow. What's that supposed to mean? Means a cheeky flower is about to get its roots splayed, that's what. Genzo rolls up his sleeves and takes a menacing step forward. The flower brings its leaves up. Its chalky yellow... I can't pronounce that word. And though slapping its hands to its cheeks in fright, it recoils at Genzo's approach. This gentle flower, locked in its earthen cage, warrants not the fruits of your misplaced rage. Genzo snorts. I can't help but laugh. It's just a flower again. No need to get so worked up. Yeah, it's definitely not evil. Not at all. Flower childhood inspiration was the Cheshire Cat. Yeah, that makes sense. Says the one not getting ridiculed by it. Just ignore it, come on. Genzo huffs but calms down. I'm just a little guy. It's giving Flowey vibes is what it's giving. Which I love Flowey. Like on a real note. Like, take that to the bank with you. He readjusts his cap on his head with a caviar twist, nods once at the flower, then steps towards the dock. The flower waggles its leaves. Kiss my grass. You're kidding me! I cannot not love this flower. This flower is my favorite character. No. Plus the creepy face. I actually have a Flowey plushie. A best friend of mine made it for me. Like, she actually, like, made the plushie. I'll have to take a picture of it and put it on Twitter. But it's so cute. It's, like, one of my most prized possessions. I fucking love Flowey so much. You big horse's ass. Genzo twists immediately on his heels and storms towards the flower. You fucking... Genzo! I just managed to grab the back of his collar before he goes homicidal gardener on the poor plant. I pull him back towards the steps of the dock. He lets out another snort, but stops his assault. His face is red with indignation. Come on, let's just get on the boat. Yeah, sure. We start at the steps, wood creaking beneath our shoes. Though soothing breeze and charming dale await you on this gentle creek. When through the collector's yard you'll sail, those with no wish to join him must not peek. Oh my gosh, it is going to have consequences. See? I felt it! I stopped, glanced back at the flower. Genzo nearly runs into my back. What's the holdup? I thought you said not to listen to that thing. I lick my lips. The flower is back to its normal chipper dance. Mushroom dance, whatever could it mean? Yeah, you're right. It's nothing. Come on. The boat is still anchored at the end of the dock, almost as though waiting for us, and the memories are stronger now. I could see it in my mind as clearly as though it were yesterday. Me at the front, my hands on the wheel as though steering us towards the horizon. Genzo and Gidget in the first row of seats. Gidget had... Anytime that music stops, I'm like, I'm in for some shit. Gidget had enjoyed letting her fingers run through the water as we drifted slowly down the river. And Genzo... Yes, that's right. Genzo had constantly joked about throwing Orlam overboard. Yeah, sounds about right. Aside from being sassy, this flower actually gives advice? I mean, that's more than the other things have done for us. This flower is endgame. The flower, I want them to be our party member so bad. Trust nothing here. I know, but it's so cute. I'm flowers for joy. Anybody else in this exact situation would be like, nah, fuck that flower. Let's kill it. But me, I can't go against my own kind. Orlam overboard, something about a sacrifice to the sharks. And Orlam sitting behind me would always get that look like he was about to pee his pants. Me and Butter would just die immediately while we're here. We're just like, oh, so cute. And then it just like lulls us to our deaths. While Bucks in the next seat over would already be anxiously searching the water in search of dorsal fins, are her eyes wide. I look at the boat now, so small, when back then it had felt like a mighty galleon. Damn, Eggs, you're right. I'm starting to remember now, too. This boat used to be the shit. Genzo pushes past me and throws a leg into the boat. It bobs back and forth in the water as he boards. I wait until he situated one of the seats before following suit, not wanting to completely capsize the thing. For a moment, I worry that it might sink beneath our combined weight. We're quite a bit larger than we were the last time we rode, but it ultimately holds true. Genzo raises an arm in the air. Toot toot! Let's get this tugboat tugging! I look around, wondering if there's something we need to do, a button to press, a lever to pull. But apparently all it requires is our presence, as no sooner have I started my search than the water wheel is in the back, slowly chugs to life. With a shudder, the boat begins to glide across the water. I sit down shakily in the seat next to Genzo before I can lose my balance and fall overboard. The river is calm. Ah, smooth. And the boat cuts through the water like butter, slowly but steadily. Hey, butter! Flower and butter in the same instance? Holy, let's go. Once it reaches the fork in the river, it turns left automatically, taking us further away from our cottage. Next, we just need a box cat and a lady meow. Just another cat. It turns left automatically, taking us further away from our cottage. The rabbit guards and the hellish ocular creature. Genzo leans back, feet propped up on the edge of the boat and head resting in his arms. I'll admit, this much is better than walking. Yeah, I scratch at my... Better than running. We haven't done much walking. My still damp clothes cling to my skin, cold and heavy. Waiting for just a lady to arrive, doesn't matter who, just one lady, please. Knolls of... I mean, that would be a nice change of pace. Knolls of golden green slope upwards and away from the riverbank, and a red and purple trees stretch towards the orange sky. Decorating the grounds are flowers of all shapes, in sizes, cattails, and tufts of white cottonweed, all of it seemingly untouched with no signs of life to disturb it. I watch the wheel at the helm creak gently back and forth, keeping us centered in the middle of the waterway, and continuing our journey upriver. The gentle current is likely to put me asleep before long. Yeah, just the lady meowing at us. That would put me off. That would definitely make me go, okay, we can't trust her at all. I can't decide if the absolute silence is eerie or calming. I shift in my seat, hands in my lap, and thumbing batting at each other, then toss a glance at Genzo. He's got one eye open, studying me. What? I ask incredulous. He shrugs. Just don't want to forget what you look like when this is all over. Oh. Not Genzo rizzing us up right now. I mean, nice change of pace. Not that this was what I came for. I don't know what I came for. I came for a wild ride, and I have gotten that already. And part of the wild ride is getting rizzed up on a boat in the middle of who God knows where. I bite at the inside of my lip. The twinge of guilt is rising up again. Genzo, I As for me, though, I'll gladly forget. I'm ugly as fuck. I mean, wow, I kind of wish I never found that out. Oh, no! Guys, I can't do this. Genzo, no! No, you're not! I've literally been sitting here going, he's kind of fine. Like, the whole time. Secretly, silently. I've been scared half the time, so I haven't had the chance. But he's so sweet. I roll my eyes. You're not ugly. Exactly. Maybe compared to Orlom, I'm sure he really takes the cake. He was ghastly enough as a kid. Damn! Orlom catching strays and he's not even here to defend himself. No, Genzo, you're a hottie, man. He has that confidence, dude. Like, he's got that swag. Like, he's real. And he saved us, like, I don't know how many times. Genzo is so handsome for real. Yeah, I stick by that. Did you say that pic that Carrot posted on Genzo during his apprentice days? Yeah, where he's fixing the butt. Yes! Yes! Do not say that about yourself. Orlom's not ugly either. You should really lay off him, you know. Say nothing. Orlom's not ugly either. None of us are ugly. Stop. This makes Genzo laugh. Oh sure, the Pope's gonna declare him a saint. Yeesh, Eggs, I knew your taste wasn't great, but I didn't know it was horrible. Stop! I have good taste. That's not what I meant, and you know it. I'm just saying he looks fine, just a little different. That's one way to say it. Besides, we both know what he's been through. Genzo chews on the inside of his cheek, silence settling over us. Oh no, not a sad backstory. Genzo, you better have been nice to this poor guy who's been going through some shit. He shifts, turns his head, and adjusts his hat. Then finally, damn though, all of this, it's bringing back a fuck ton of memories. I know what you mean. We're rounding another bend. Dandelions and sunflowers dot the opposite bank, tall and proud. Have you ever wondered, if we would have stayed friends, the five of us, if it weren't for this place. Genzo leans back again, eyes towards the sky. His jaw moves as though he's chewing on his thoughts. I know that we forgot a lot, or maybe I don't know if that's the right word. More like, began to question if it was even real or not, at least for me. But maybe that secret somehow kept us together? We didn't want to lose the only people we could share this memory with? Or we're just a bunch of losers who never made any other friends? I mean, why not both? I press my lips into a line. I'm being serious. And I'm not? Genzo shrugs. But I mean, why did... I let my gaze wander to the passing scenery. Why did what? But I don't respond. A sign has stolen my attention. Oh no. It's small and wooden and perched along the right-hand bank. The words "Collector's Territory ahead" have been painted on it. Oh, this is the place where they don't want people who didn't make wishes to go. Cool! My gaze jumps to the water, which has started to take on a yellowish hue. It's piss! I stand up shaky. My tongue feels like a dry sock against the roof of my mouth. You, gonna tell me what's wrong there, Eggs? We're approaching the next curve, drifting slowly, peacefully. But something about the air makes the hair on my arms stand straight up, and my fingers tingle with electricity. Oh, yeah, that's probably it, Butter. They're just going through some shit, man. But they're still good friends. They still want to keep seeing each other. With a jolt, I slam back into my seat and reach for Genzo's hand. Close your eyes. What? Genzo's brows shoot sky high. I'm trying to press Genzo's palms against his eyes. Just do it. There's no time to explain. Close your eyes and don't open them until the boat stops. Promise me. Jesus, Iggs, that run-in with the gnarly-eyed monstrosity must have really gotten you shook. Promise me. Genzo waves his arms in disbelief but closes his eyes all the same. They're closed, Jesus. I watch him for a second, making absolutely sure that he has them closed for good. What are we doing? Then follow suit, falling forward and cupping my eyes with my palms. Then I wait, sitting there, elbows digging into my knees, toes curled inside my soggy sneakers, and sweat gathering in the crook of my neck. I can hear the water lapping against the sides of the boat, can feel the rhythm of the water wheel against my backside, the gentle swell pushing us forward. Calm. Quiet. I chew on the inside of my cheek, fingers sticky and forehead damp. Waiting. Tied together by the thread of love no matter how time passes by, no matter the circumstances. Genzo's like, I just got my sight back and you want me blind again? I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't going to say it because I didn't want to sound insensitive. So I'll let you say it. I'm just checking. You don't sound insensitive. I always worry. At first, when he was using his cane and stuff, I wanted to mention it, but I was like, am I just reading too much into it or whatever? And I just didn't bring it up. Sorry, Genzo, I didn't mean to treat you like a dying patient. I wanted to be right. We must be past the curve now. What am I doing sitting here like this? Ridiculous. And I make Genzo play along, too. I'm glad you do. What an idiot. There's nothing out there. Tendrils of shame work their way up my chest, making my face feel flushed and hot. My stomach feels like it's being tied in 50 different knots. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I should just look already. There's nothing there. All I ever do is overreact. My cheeks, my neck, my back, I feel so hot, hot with embarrassment. My breath comes out shaky and feverish, leaving moisture on my wrist. I'm a disgrace. Just look already, you idiot. No, we're going with our gut here. I mean, I'm gonna save. But you wanted to close your eyes, so we're gonna keep them closed. Fuck it. I press my hand into my eyes, hard enough to make them pound, and in that instant of pain, the heat leaves. My chest unclenches. Coolness washes over my body like a breath of fresh air. What the fuck was I just thinking? I wipe at my damp forehead, but keep my eyes clamped shut. What weird thoughts. I rock my heels back and forth and lick my lips. There's still only the sound of the water past the boat. That gentle rocking motion. Hard to believe I've just been berating myself for wanting to play it a little bit safe. Though I have to admit I am a bit curious. Who is the collector and what is this territory of his? Why aren't we allowed to see it? The back of my neck tingles with curiosity, a tangible feeling of yearning. Hey, you know what they said about curiosity? You already know. It spreads down in my back. Pinpricks the dance with excitement. I want to see it. I want to see what's there. My eyelids flutter momentarily, and the thrill it sends up and down my spine is enough to make my heart jump. Do not do it! I need to know. No, you don't! The single thought has consumed me. I can't stop thinking about it. This unstoppable need. My lips curl upwards just thinking about it, and my breath grows heavy with excitement. I will know. Another flutter. My body throbs with it. Heart thud, thud, thudding. Faster and faster as adrenaline pumps through my veins. I brace myself. Do not look! We're not looking. Then shake my head. No, no, no. What am I even thinking? I take a deep breath, clearing my thoughts, and feel the dire craving that had been racking my body mere moments ago drip away. My body feels heavy, heavy and cold, like someone's draped a heavy, hefty blanket over my shoulders, and my breath comes out ragged as though I've just run a marathon. I swear if he opens his eyes and it's like the most terrifying thing we've ever seen, I'm gonna cry. My lips move noiselessly with the words, "Merrily, merrily, merrily, life is but a dream." I clench my eyes even tighter, trying to ward off the feeling of dread crawling its way up my skin. Concentrate. Concentrate on the words. Don't think about anything else. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. I nod my head with the rhythm. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Even my heart seems to be pounding in time. I can feel it in my arm. Warm, throbbing heat that wants to burst out of my veins. Merrily, merrily. Don't make the same mistake as the woman in that one Greek mythology tale. Yeah! Is that Eurydice? No, that wasn't the woman. That was, he looked back. I mean, it's similar. How many Greek tales is it that they, like, open their eyes and look at something they're not supposed to? My head swims. Merrily, merrily. I rock back and forth on my heels, humming beneath my breath. Life is but a dream. Iggy, we're here. We made it. You can open your eyes now. I sit up, unsure. Genzo's voice comes from the right, towards the front of the ship. He sounds confident, assured. Come on, Iggy. But I don't move and I don't open my eyes. Ooh, is it a fake voice? Something's not right. I shake my head. Oh, God! Ah! Okay. I cross my arms in front of my chest, hands to my shoulders this time, and lean forward. Back and forth, back and forth. Iggy! Genzo's voice is sharp this time, scared. I hum louder. Whoops! Maybe we should have opened them that second time. I clench my eyes even tighter, but it's not tight enough to stop the tears from escaping from the corners. The sheer terror in the shrieks gouges at my heart, hollowing it with each renewed onslaught. It sounds like he's being torn apart. Yeah, it does. The tears grow heavy and dribble down my cheeks to pool beneath my chin. Well, I mean, we're already got this far. We're not gonna look now. Nah, just keep your eyes closed. It's not real. Oh! It could be a trick! I didn't even think about that. Okay. Did we make the right choice finally? Oh my god. I open my eyes, bright. That's the first thing I notice. I've had my eyes closed so long that the orange daylight now seems exceptionally brilliant. Oh, that was so smart because I also wanted to see him being torn apart. But I was like, no, we gotta keep going. Dude, if I was right, that is a great way to end stream. Well, let me see. Let me guarantee if we're, like, out of the woods. Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? I blink against the glare, tears still streaking my cheeks, and attempt to survey my surroundings. We're at another dock, bobbing lazily in the water. Genzo's still hunkered down. He's fine. We did it, guys! We did it! We did it! Finally! Third time's the charm! It was such a good sequence. Oh, I did kind of want to see, though. Alright, well, it's fine. We did good. We did good. Genzo's still hunkered down on the seat across from the one I've been occupying moments earlier, his eyes closed and features contorted. They can't fool me once? Shame on you. Fool me twice? Shame on me. Fool me 3 times? Ain't gonna happen, because I can't be fooled again. I'm so, like, I feel so good right now. I push myself to my feet with a wobble and stumble towards him. Genzo! My hands go to his shoulders. When he doesn't respond, I give him a shake, which finally roused him from his focus. He looks up to me in confusion, face white and eyes strained. I could see beads of perspiration dappling his cheeks and forehead. What is it? The boat stopped. I guess that means we should get off. Oh, sure, yeah. You okay? Oh, yeah, sure. He pulls at his collar, rises to his feet. Guess I just got a little, seasick there. Nah, you heard what we heard. We disembarked the boat in silence. Alright, I don't know where it's going next. I feel like this is as good a time as any to put a stop for today. I like to go about 2 to 4 hours. I'm feeling kind of tired, so we're going to end it at 3. So let me go back to the main screen. There we go. Yes, I saved, so we're good. Alright, and let me go to my end screen. And I'll make a small little speech about my schedule, and then we'll hop off. Yeah, I had a great time. Let me gather my thoughts, because I'm all over the place, honestly, right now. I was expecting the game to be really good. The writing is phenomenal. Like, I mean, it really just, from the moment I'm, like, sucked in, I love all the characters so far. I'm terrified for all of them. Obviously, we've died a couple of times, so I'm a little less terrified, because then I'm like, you know, we'll probably be fine. It doesn't make it any easier, though, in a sense, either. I have no clue where the story's going. None. Zero. Nothing. Nada. Like, and I'm very excited to find out. I have a lot of theories. I hope at least one of them is right. I'm excited to get rizzed up again by some of the other characters. I'm excited to see Orlam, and I'm so scared to see Buxley. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, that sucked me, like, immediately in. Like, that's a crazy hook for a story. I would if you had given me a million years to guess what the inciting incident of the story would have been, I would have never guessed that. So that's really cool to me. And I'm just like, I'm spiraling, but like in a good way. I'm definitely gonna play it again. But let me talk about the schedule. I'll be posting the schedule tomorrow, like my official stream schedule, times, dates, all that. And I want to dedicate 2 specific days to, okay, so how it's gonna work is I stream Thursday through Sunday, and 4 days in a row. And then so Thursday and Friday are probably gonna be my indie game days, where I just, but one is gonna be dedicated to Our Wonderland, and I think the other one will either be I play Our Wonderland again, or it'll be like a free slot, and then I could just put whatever I kind of feel like I want to do that day in that slot, which it is probably be that Thursday. I don't know, I'll work on it. Then Saturday is going to be my work chill stream. So if you want to come and just work with me while I code and just kind of relax and talk and yap or whatever, that would be the place to do it. That's going to be my only stream that isn't at night. It'll be during the day for some of my European friends and stuff to drop by. And then Sundays will be my RPG days. I actually streamed Dragon Age last night for my test stream, and I started a playthrough. So if you're interested in Dragon Age and if you want to see me play it again for the 1000th time, it's a really fun experience, and we started like a really good playthrough yesterday. So I'm going to be continuing that every Sunday. So the next time that I play Our Wonderland is probably going to be on either Thursday or Friday, maybe both. We'll see. I'll decide when I make the schedule, but it will be posted tomorrow, sometime. I don't know when. But I appreciate you guys coming through for the stream. I love talking to everybody. It was really nerve-wracking for me to stream today because I considered today to be my debut day. So I've been kind of like spiraling all day, and also like I worked beforehand, so this was like my first stream of like working and then coming home and streaming and all that. So, but I had a great time, and I was super nervous to play this game because obviously I'm terrified of horror and all this different stuff, and I've been kind of like building it up in my head for over a year. I've been wanting to play this game forever, and I'm so glad that I finally got the chance to, and even on stream, so now it's documented and it's just gonna be really fun. I'm excited to hear what Carrot has to say. They would have been here, but obviously the time zones were just completely off, and they would have had to have been up for like all in the middle of the night, and no way. So again, I appreciate you guys dropping by because it really meant the world. And I think that's about it for today. So I'll talk to you guys more on Twitter when I post my schedule and stuff. But thank you for dropping for the stream. It means the world to me because sometimes like I feel like I'm not very good at entertaining all the time, especially with this game because there's so much reading. Like yesterday there was a lot more yapping because I was talking through Dragon Age, which I didn't have to pay that much attention to. And as I get more comfortable, I think things will become a little bit easier, but you guys definitely helped me ease into it a little bit more, and I'm so very thankful for that. So I think that's actually about it this time. Thank you so much for all the kind words, and you guys all have a good night. Bye!